Sakia, Bahrain to be more precise, as we're about to get underway and follow up from an absolutely dramatic race in Australia over a week ago, believe it or not. Well, just over a week ago, believe it or not, where we was just kicking off the new season on the 2019 game. If you bear with me a second, I just got to get the old stream shared across all our platforms, etc. So give me 1 second whilst I get myself sorted out. Anyway, but first, before we get into anything, we just take a look at the track in the background. We must apologise about all the issues we had last night. To be honest, it's unfortunately yeah, we had all sorts of problems last night, didn't we? Brett was flying off into the distance, even though he was 2 laps in front of everyone else. And also we had all sorts of AI cards going on as well. I think what's going to happen is from the chat is that they're going to have a rerun on that race fairly in the next couple of weeks, hopefully sooner rather than later, really. So we'll keep you up to date. Make sure that you keep an eye on the Facebook page and things like that, and we'll show you we'll keep everyone up to date as well then. But anyway, before we get into the lobby, let's just take a quick look at the Bahrain International Circuit then, as we're on round 2 then. 15 turns, as I did say last night, there was only 14 of them really. At 3.3 miles, and of course the lap for holder is held by a very unusual name of Pedro de la Rosa, back in 2005. Wow, incredible, isn't it? So yeah, that's a very unusual lap for holder, isn't it, for Pedro de la Rosa? All right, let me just quickly get into the lobby. Of course, Bahrain's been on the calendar since 2004. Let's just have a quick background of Bahrain. And yeah, so 2004 it was first on the calendar. Wasn't it, well, dare I say, it wasn't a very memorable race, was it really, in terms of the Ferraris basically off in the distance. Yeah, 12 old years ago, we've had some good old races here. I think 2005 was a good one, wasn't it? Where Alonso and Schumacher were fighting. Of course, I think Ferrari brought their new car, didn't they? They rushed a new car back in 2005 because of all the issues they were having. Of course, 2006 was where Formula 1 actually kicked off for the first time in almost a decade, almost 2 decades, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. It was a decade, yeah. A decade, of course, they've been in Melbourne, Australia, but 2006, of course, Australia had the Commonwealth Games, so Australia was the 3rd round instead of the 1st round, which is a bit unusual back then. Of course, I'd like to forget 2008, as I mentioned last night. Of course, it didn't have a very good race for Hamilton's point of view. And of course, 2009, 2 Toyotas locking out the front row for the first time ever, and I think the only time ever as well, really. So yeah, that was interesting. 2010 was a weird year for Bahrain because they decided to alter the track layout, and it became one of the longest tracks on the calendar. It was one of the most boringest races you will ever see. I don't call F1 races boring lightly, because remember, to be honest, I did sit through the Schumacher years and I still enjoyed most of it, to be fair, because there's some great battles midfield with Renault, with Alonso, with Button. We have McLarens in the mix as well. Kimi Räikkönen was probably at his prime between 2003, 4, 5 and 6, wasn't he, really? I think he was a better driver then than he was when he won the title, and I think that consensus is actually shared around many fans as well. So Kimi Räikkönen is definitely at the peak of his power, wasn't he, before he actually won the title. And of course, yeah, but 2011, of course, they missed the race in 2011 because of a civil unrest, and then they returned in 2012, and I think Force India, unfortunately, had a bit of a nasty incident, and yeah, which was a bit unsavoury. Of course, then they went to a night race in 2014 to mark the 10th Euro at Bahrain. And of course, but the best race you'll ever see, wasn't it? Absolutely phenomenal stuff between Alonso and Rosberg. Force India's battling Red Bulls. It was awesome stuff to see, wasn't it? We also seen in that race how strong the Mercedes package was. It was incredible stuff. So yeah, there's a quick lesson in Bahrain and all the lovely highlights of that, highlights of this circuit. As you can see, then we got a nice healthy set of drivers so far. We got 15 at the moment. Of course, as we said before, apologies for last night's race. It did get a bit messy, of course, with all sorts going on. Brett was flying in the lead for almost a lap in front of everyone else, but unfortunately, he caused a bit of a bit of a bit of a forced restart, really, didn't he? But yeah, so that race will be replayed, and unfortunately we lost that half. We lost the end of the stream as well. So and it was a bit awkward towards him, wasn't it? Whereas me just sitting here talking about rubbish, which is normally what I do. But at least you get entertained with cars going around the track. But instead, I thought I'd be able to get back in, but unfortunately that wasn't the case last night. But yeah, that race will be rerun, and we'll keep an eye on the Facebook page because the admins will announce that in due course when they got a confirmed date. And to be honest, it's a good thing to have the Bahrain rerun because it's usually one of the highlights of the year, isn't it? I mean, remember last year, and we were talking about it in qualifying last night, but last year, so Bahrain race was absolutely phenomenal, wasn't it? In the Elite League, wasn't it? 5 cars separated by a tenth of a second. Phenomenal stuff. Of course, in the Super League last year in Bahrain, unfortunately I came unstuck as I think I ploughed into, I'm sure it was Blaz and Dave Shaw that had a bit of a coming together, and unfortunately I just went straight into it because my reactions were rather slow, which is not really what you want when you're a driver. So yeah, I was running 12 at the time, so yeah, a usual race for me really, just potting around in the midfield waiting for people to retire from the race. Yeah, as we were saying, the perilous turn 12 is definitely where you got to watch out for tonight, because that's usually, even though I've got to say, last night in the league was very impressive, because we only had one driver in the wall in turn 12, so well, fair play to all the drivers last night, phenomenal stuff. So, but again, I would say watch out for turn 12. There's another corner actually. I think it's around turn 7 and 8 in the midfield, of course, where the track like violently. There's a lot of undulations in the midfield where the track goes flies up and down, and so it's very it can be a bit perilous in the old mid part of the track. So keep an eye out for that as well. Of course, we love to have your opinions in all sorts going on. Of course, we had a lot of chatter in the comments last night. It was great to see Jonathan Cox was chatting to us. Dan Murphy was giving his insight as well. He predicted Samster was going to be out in front, and well, he predicted right down to a T. So hopefully some of the elite drivers can get involved tonight as well. So yeah, of course I think they'll be quite disappointed about last night's race and all the issues they had. Hopefully we don't have any issues tonight. We've had an update. I think we had an update yesterday, didn't we? And as I've been having a quick gander in the chat to see what the drivers think of the what they think of the updates. A couple of drivers are not too happy with the updates. It's feeling it's gone more back to 2018 spec cars, because I think a lot of drivers have been enjoying it. Which me included, I've enjoyed the new driver lineup, not driver lineup, the new control of the cars. It's been absolutely phenomenal stuff. So yeah, really looking I was enjoying that, especially with GP2 as well. Sorry, I just got distracted there. That's you can see I showed to do more than 2 jobs at once, as you probably heard. Yeah, so yes, but yeah, so it's a shame it's gone back to the 2018 control. So of course Slim, of course, one of the elite drivers, of course, was sharing his opinions, of course, and he's really enjoying the car control now, isn't he? And Slim had a bit of a difficult race. Had a bit of a difficult start, Slim has, hasn't he? Unfortunately, in the first 2 races. Well, technically the first race, because last night, let's just say, it didn't happen. Kind of erase that in your memory, and we'll have another go. There's got a notification about the England's netball team. There's a super fan that sits next to me at work. She loves netball, getting very excited. So yeah. Anyway, that's completely off topic. Anyway, back to the sport where you don't need balls to succeed. Well, much anyway. Anyway, we're almost into it, and of course we've got just under 2.5 minutes to go, and we are almost there. We got a spectator in the going at the moment. Who is the other spectator? It's Godzilla who's a spectator. Excellent stuff. Yeah. So that's interesting. Of course, we got Davidson Claude, who's been touted around as joining over the last couple of races. He is driving the Haas team. Of course, he was meant to have a couple of races at the end of last season. Energy Dan is also in the mix this week as well. Let's take a look. We got Super Stee up there in the racing point. And yeah, of course, Snap, who we was tipping very highly in Australia. Unfortunately, that didn't come out. But this is the we're just having a look in front of us now. The championship standings. You see, not that bad. Got win and fastest lap last time out. Didn't he? 26 points. Full house for not that bad. Of course, he was third in the championship last year, wasn't he? So he's hoping for more of the same again. Hoping if he gets that again this year, he will win the title because Kumquat and Blas has been promoted to the Elite League. And I'm just yeah, so second is Jonathan Cox, of course, drove Superb race in Australia. Third position is Matt. He got on the podium, didn't he? Well, a good drive there from Matt. Burgess is in fourth position. Beautiful stuff from Burgess there. Sven, of course, 10 points for Sven now. Really kept his car on the straight now, double. Of course, he loves races like Australia, where he's just survived, isn't it? And Snap, who got 4 points in there. And I think Snap might have been disappointed with that, but he's off the board already. So good stuff from Snap. So yeah, that's how it's going at the moment. And we're about to get ready then. Of course, the qualifying rules are exactly the same as what they normally are. We have got Q1, Q2, Q3, and sorry, my phone's going off again. I'm gonna have to mute those notifications. Then I don't want to know about netball. Anyway, now we're almost ready to go then. Yeah, so I think I've completely lost my train of thought. Excellent stuff. Well, this is a good start. Yeah, good qualifying and Q1, Q2, Q3. Qualifying 1, qualifying 2, qualifying 3. We're in qualifying 1 first. We're aiming to lose the slowest 5 cars, but I think we got 17 cars on track tonight, so we'll be aiming to lose 2 cars. And of course, Bahrain then is a much more is a completely different track to Australia, because I think Bahrain's much more of a race circuit. So this is where we might actually see the true pace of some of these drivers tonight. Of course, Dan Murphy, who missed Australia, he was moving. So I think that's probably the best excuse that anyone has. Of course, he was giving us his insight last night. And to be honest, Murphy has been tipped as a bit of a dark horse this season, hasn't he? Because his pace has been electric. Unfortunately, all that gets thrown out the window because of all the patch updates. Of course, F1's already on F105 for the patch updates. That's pretty impressive, isn't it? It's only been out for like about a month, hasn't it? And we've only got 16 cars. Sorry, I think I counted someone who wasn't actually here. Anyway, just taking a quick look then. So we're going to lose. So this first session, then we're going to lose 1 car. And no one wants to be that 1 car, so yeah, so they don't want to have the walk of shame early on. Of course, remember in Australia, Asdog got pole position, and was looking very strong as well. The Alfa Romeo, he was looking pretty on form. Asdog was. It was a shame where the race didn't really go according to plan for Asdog, but hopefully it'll be back on top. Snap on the intermediate tyres. I think the team must know something we don't. Of course, it does rain at 12. It can rain. It does rain 12 times a year in Bahrain, so maybe that we're in one of those days tonight. As I think it's just chosen the right tyres. I doubt it'll be going on the intermediate tyres. Yeah, the only other time you would probably see the intermediate tyres is if they're doing like if they wet the track, of course, which they have done. They have ran the wet weather track on here once, haven't they? Back when they were testing around here in 2014, I think it was. Which kind of gave away the game of when all these lights were up and running. Right, we're into the session then, and we are now we're over a minute into the session now. You can see the clock is counting down out there. We've got 16 3/4 minutes to decide who's going to get knocked out of qualifying 1. And yeah, hopefully, to be honest, you really don't want to be the one to get knocked out, because it's kind of really a bit of the walk of shame, really, isn't it? Of course, you can see we got not that bad, and Dan Murphy, probably maybe the strongest lineup on the grid this season. I definitely think so. So Yeah, looking very good. Of course, we cannot discount the team of Red Bull as well. Dave Shaw, who's remained at Red Bull this season for the second year in a row. Roscoe, of course, he drove for the Manor for majority. He drove for the Manor in his first season. Then for the rest of the season, he's been driving in the McLaren. So a bit of a getting adjusted. Roscoe is this season. We've got 2 cars coming out on track at the moment with 2 minutes into this session. So yeah, we're going to have a who's out there at the moment. As you can see, then as of course, I wonder if we got pit assist on. Pit assist did cause a bit of problems then for Murphy and Snap last season. Then we were on board with Physico, and in front of us is his teammate Snap. Look at this then. Beautiful graphics, isn't it? Bahrain. Of course, this was one of the promotional material used, wasn't it? For promoting this game. We're going to stick with Snap at the moment. I love the orange helmet. Of course, that's a bit of a trademark for Snap, isn't it? The orange helmet. He had a plain orange helmet last season. Of course, this season driving, and of course he was driving with Tor also. Him and Blas. It was a nice team that was, wasn't it? Him and Blas, and then it's interesting to see how Snap does. I'm wondering if Snap didn't actually get show his true form in Marvel, because it's a very difficult track. So yeah, keep an eye out on all these drives. Australia, you can't really count Australia as a form guide of what's happening. So yeah, so it was basically like a start from scratch really. Australia was kind of more of a fun race. Well, I'm not sure if you can call it a fun race really, but it was definitely, it's trying to a race to get yourself into it. You can see turn 12 very perilous at the moment. Both Renaults there are Lionel Stern. They're going to go for a tow. I wonder if they'll go for a tow. To be honest, this track, you can see we've got two long straights, haven't we? And then we've got 2 long straights, then we've got a start-finish straight as well. You can see now Snap coming around the final corner, and let's ride on board with Snap then. DRS, you've got 3 DRS zones around this circuit, and he starts his lap now in the Renault. So you can see then powering over the start-finish in grid hatching. Then you see brakes just after the 100 metre board. We've got McLaren in front, then you can see the very tight turn 1 into turn 2, a bit of correction out of turn 1. Now into turn 3, you can see the first DRS zone. Burgess get out of the way very nicely as well. Kind of turn 4 now. Of course, this is where you'll see a lot of the action zone like we did in 2014. It's a bit of an off-camber corner turn 4 is, but beautifully done. The old track is now swooping up over in Narnia up there. Now it's turn 7 and 8. You can see unfortunately we had, I think it was Lucas who come across there, coming downhill now into turn 9 and 10. Double is gone across the line. Apologies for Double, we haven't seen this up, but he's done a 130.1. Now into turn 10. It's one of the most difficult corners on the track. We got a yellow flag in sector 1. Hopefully I think it might just be Double getting out of the way. And now coming on the back train now over the support grid hatchings there. As we just right off, we're back on board now into turn 11 now. Then so you can see powering up the hill then into turn 12. This is a very difficult corner, isn't it? And you can see there Snap not touching the corner, not touching the curves there. Nicely done. Those curves can be very perilous. Now into our turn 13, and we're almost finished up. We've got 2 corners to go, even though technically it's 1, because you don't really count 15, even though there is 15 on the track map. Here it is, and you can see hitting it beautifully there, riding a bit too much curve there, but Snap's alright at that. That's decent enough. You can see DRS ERS has almost been deployed. He's at a 29 there, 29.3 for Snap. Good stuff. Physico is done a 130.1, and look how close they are between Physico and Double at the moment. Double, of course, are driving in the Rocket of Williams at the moment. Penny goes 130.5 there in the McLaren. As Burgess now starting his lap now. Of course, we've seen Burgess, haven't we got another yellow flag in sector 1. Hopefully it's just guys getting right. Jonathan Cox, of course, he's been talking to us and Asdog has gone faster so far. Cracking time there for Asdog there. So good stuff. Matt goes third fastest on a 129.6 at the moment. Yellow flag in sector 1 and 3 at the moment. As you can see, I think this guy's getting out of the way at the moment. Claude making his debut. His long way debut in the Haas has done a 140. So I think that he'll be going around again in the Haas. Of course, no Kevin Magnussen or Perez tonight. Not that bad. Penny is out. Oh no. And then Penny is out of qualifying. I think it's, where is it? I'm wondering if it's let's just taking a quick look to see where it is. I think it's around here. Is it? Oh, I don't know, to be honest. I thought he went orange for Khan, but Jonathan Cox goes out fast at the moment. Penny might, that's going to be a big blow for Penny. Jonathan Cox is flying over there. His practice time's been very impressive, hasn't he, Jonathan? Of course, he was second in Australia, kept it on the straight and narrow in the Ferrari, number 25. He's on another lovely helmet design now from Penny. Look, snap right up there in third position. Lovely stuff indeed. Energy Dan is just getting out of the way of his teammate at the moment. We've got a couple of guys in the pits. Burgess is now just coming around to complete his lap in the McLaren, and he's gone 7 fast at the moment. Burgess, that's beautiful. Super Steve is on a 130.7, not that bad. Is probably going around again. He's only 500s up there, not that bad at the moment. I wonder if he's just hiding his true pace. Murphy's on out lap at the moment as well, so let's just take with not that bad. We're on board, not that bad. And of course he won last time out. He did a Bottas, didn't he, in Australia? As I think Matt now goes second fastest on a second run on the soft compound tyre. You can see we've got a couple of yellow flags out there. Penning would be disappointed at that, really. He's out straight away. Yeah, so not a good start there. What about not the bad DRS? Ooh, he's getting a bit slow on the DRS. So you can see he hasn't got his ERS on yet, has he? So he is just trying to get himself warmed up and ready to go. Claude is out there at the moment. He has done a 133 now, so he's getting there. Just taking a look to see who else out there at the moment. You're flying in 2 and 3, so I'm hoping that it's nothing too major. And that's Steve, Super Steve just getting on the way there in the I was going to say Force India then. In the racing point. Who else is having a go? Burgess is still on another run here. Look at this. This is cracking series of core in there. Because you cannot get on the power on the curb there, because you'll be shot off into the barrier quite quickly. Just under 10 minutes to go. Energy Dan's out there now as well. Murphy's just about to start his lap as well. So we got a couple of guys. We're going to keep an eye on Energy Dan now into turn 1. Then you can see. So here we go then, Energy Dan at the moment to 16. This is his first attempt. Then you can see that his time is in the top right hand corner. Got a yellow flag there in the top left hand corner in sector 2. And now, so car 85 and Energy Dan is, of course, joined it towards the end of last season. We've got both Ferraris being represented this week. It's good to see a 28.6 to begin the lap. And now coming down the very downhill turn at 7 there. You see a bit of correction of the car. We've got a comment, and Jonathan Cox is very happy with his lap, as he is 6/10 of a second quicker than Asdog, and that's nothing to sniff at. Asdog, of course, I feel had a lot of people. I think finished at the second half of the table last season. Asdog, and that's not really representative of where he is it? I think he just had a pretty indifferent season, didn't he, last season? So hopefully Asdog could. Get himself back up to where he belongs there. And now here comes Energy down on a 107.5 there. Now coming downhill into the final part of the lap. You can see a lot of undulation on this track, isn't there? And I think that's why it's probably one of the more likeable tracks of the new modern F1. I think that's Haas of Claude just come back to the pits. Energy Dan then comes across the line. 29.7 there for Energy Dan. Decent time for ours of 1st and 5th. Keep an eye out for that, guys. What about Murphy there? Murphy is just about to come across the line now. Of course, Murphy is also in the shot as well of championship. And 32 there for Murphy at the moment. So he's just trying to get his eye in. So don't worry, Murphy fans. He's just trying to get himself hooked up. Here comes Sven. A great drive from Sven, wasn't it? Really survivable, wasn't it, in Australia? And of course, as we were saying last season, Sven was just getting better and better. And now he's starting his lap now. We're on board Sven. His teammate Dave Shaw's out there as well, as is Roscoe. Roscoe's just started his lap. Oh, bit of correction going into turn 4 here. Ryan on board with the Red Bull driver. As you said, a long time McLaren driver, now gone to the Aston Martin Red Bull team. To be honest, he's always been powered, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but because he drove from Manor, didn't he, in his first season. So this is the first time that Roscoe is driving a car which is not powered by a Mercedes power unit. So he's now powered by Honda this season. Roscoe is, because Roscoe was right in it. Him and Asdog was having a superb fight, wasn't he, in Australia before unfortunately Roscoe lost it and Asdog went to the side of him. So a big old crash that was, and somehow a safety car wasn't out there. So yeah, lovely stuff. It was a big old crash. Luckily both drivers were fine, but it was disappointing. Now Snap is retired from the session, I think, and Snap is, look at him, he's looking very good up there in 4th position, isn't he, Snap? Roscoe then is about to finish that line. We're back on board Roscoe on the soft compound tyre. Of course, there's no super soft or soft in hyper soft and all that anymore. Soft, medium and hard is good for us. Roscoe goes across the line, goes very fast at the moment, so Roscoe right in the mix, isn't he? We got is it round 2 between Roscoe and between Roscoe and Asdog on board with Sven. And Sven is just doing a bit of corrections there, but he's coming in the pits, so he's not happy. Remember, they're in park for me. He comes flying into the pits. Claude is on a first red moment, and so what about Dave Shaw then? So Dave Shaw then coming across the coming over to the final corner now, and you can see Dave now hitting DRS beautifully well, straight on it straight away. He's ran out deploying, but he goes 7 fastest in the Red Bull at the moment, so not matching his teammate just yet. So let's take stock then, whilst we've got a bit of a lull. So Jonathan Cox is 6/10 of a second fast at the moment, so he's looking like the Lone Ranger out there at the moment. He's got a good old gap over Asdog second. Third is Roscoe, fourth is Matt, fifth is Snap, looking very good. Snap is, isn't he? Energy down in 6th, excuse me. Dave Shaw 7th, Burgess in 8th, Physico in 9th position, Double in 10th position, good stuff from Double. 11th position is Super Steve. No, just watching Claude, who's back out there at the moment in the Haas. Oh, gone a bit wide there. Yeah, 12th position there, not that bad. I don't think he has set a proper lap time yet. We was on board with him and he hasn't actually got... Oh, lovely shot here at the rear wing there, as you can see then. Look at the suspension, really working hard there. There's a Red Bull in the background. I think that might be Dave Shaw just recovering back to the pits. As Claude is on the medium compound tyre here, so we can tell that because it's on the yellow stripe compound tyre. Look at the shine on these new tyres. Of course, that's a new feature. This is... Oh dear, I'm not sure what's going on there. And I think Dave Shaw is just trying to get out of Claude's way there. And Burgess has done 4 laps. There he is in the McLaren. Burgess has done 4 laps there in the McLaren there. So really working on soft compound tyres. Maybe he's getting some tyre data in Q1. Because let me just finish off the classification. Not that bad. It's 12th. Murphy's 13th. Well, I have a feeling the Mercedes boys haven't really turned out the work yet. Mercedes are quite classic for sandbagging, aren't they? In 12 and 13th, here comes Claude. Then he's on the medium compound tyre. Then so maybe he might feel a bit more happier on the hard compound tyre. Remember, some drivers do feel happier, don't they, on a harder compound. Steve Penny, unfortunately, and Claude there went too wide, and unfortunately he's messed up his lap already there. I don't think he had the tyre temperature up together there, so that's a bit of a shame for Claude. But luckily he's on durable tyres, unless he's going to come back in the pits and he's going to pull on some soft compound tyres. You can see him taking a couple of bites of the cherry to get into turn 4 there. So Claude in 14th at the moment. Penny unfortunately is out of the race, and Sven will be back out there as well in the second Haas at the moment. Of course, good points for the Haas team in Australia. Ooh, and Claude going very wide there. I think he's just making sure there's enough runoff area just in case he has any issues with his brakes later on in the session or even in the race tonight. Of course, the race will follow straight after qualifying. Ooh, and he's going on the drag strip there as well, Claude is. So just making sure. I think he's just having an adventure out there just to make sure that just to get himself familiar with the surroundings. Of course, Claude. Of course, remember this is his debut, and to be honest, it's a nice track to have your debut on, isn't it? Because well, apart from turn 12, obviously, where you can hit the wall quite hefty. Just on board Claude now. Then you see he's taking a cut. I don't think he's happy with that car, is he? He's taking a couple of bites of the cherry, and he around a couple of corners here. You can see he's coming down now. We're going to watch Sven now, because I think Claude is just abandoning his lap. Let's go on board with Sven then. Of course, Sven then, of course, driving the Red Bull last season. He's now in the Ferrari-powered Haas with Rich Energy sponsorship. I'm sure a lot of you probably had enough of the Rich Energy saga. I think Rich Energy are now lightning bolts, didn't they? Or something along those lines. Yeah, it's been a bit of an old saga, hasn't it, the last 2 weeks. So anyway, well, last week especially. So here's Sven then. So Sven hasn't done a time yet, so he is currently out of qualifying. He just needs to get a reasonable time in, and I think that'll be Penny out. So and of course this is where it's going to get really tasty, isn't it? In the second and the qualifying too. You can see a couple of cars out there at the moment. Got a yellow flag being floated around by the marshal, and who is that? Dave Shaw is just cruising around at the moment. I wonder if there's a problem for Dave at the moment. He's still out there, unless he comes in the pits and comes straight back out. We've got just over 120 seconds left of the session, and you can see then we're on, and we've got 8 viewers. So welcome everyone. I hope you're enjoying the coverage of the IRC Super League Season 6 I think it's season 6, even though I've read somewhere it's season 7. I hope I'm right, because that'd be quite embarrassing. So I said season 6 all the way through Australia. No, but anyway, we'll come back to man, because Sven is up in the 6th position. Brilliant stuff by Super Sven, right out there. Good stuff. So Sven got a lap in the bag, and good stuff. Well, what about Claude? He's 3 seconds down at the moment, and he hasn't got time to come in and come back out. So Claude at the moment is going to be the man who's knocked out of qualifying. And Murphy, and Dave Shaw there just creeping around at the moment in AI mode. So I'm not sure what's going on with Dave Shaw. And it's Claude is in the pit, so unfortunately that's Claude who will be making an early exit from qualifying here in Bahrain. So Claude is out of Q1. So unfortunately Steve Penny is out as well. He met his unfortunate demise at I think it was turn 12, I believe it was. So that's a shame for Penny as well. But so he'll be starting 15th tomorrow later on. So and standouts from that session is definitely, look at that. Very close between Roscoe and Asdol. They're really enjoying this game at the moment, aren't they? They did very well in Australia. Not that bad was in a class of 1 though, wasn't he, in Australia? Absolutely flying out there. But Asdog and Roscoe had a superb fight, didn't they, for second, and maybe, and hopefully we'll get it with the battle today. Jonathan Cox though is looking very strong at the moment in the Ferrari, but that is not the full story. Not by a long shot. Remember, we expect a lot more stuff to happen in this session. As you can see, we're just watching Dave, who's just saying a leisurely drive down into turn 4 at the moment. As you can see, Burgess coming in there. Not that bad is out there, and so not that bad. Then it's going to just put in a time towards the end. Then so let's see what he's doing. He's now managed to get himself out of the 10th position. As I said, I think the Mercedes are sandbagging at the moment. No, not that bad then. So let's see what he's doing. And you can see Dave Shaw is in there. He's 700 of a second down in his first sector. And who else out there? Super Steve is out there as well. Super Steve though is coming into the pit. So keep an eye on not that bad. Of course, he is the championship leader, isn't he? Not that bad. Of course, he finished 3rd last season, and really he was the championship favourite going into it. But we do have a lot of championship contenders, isn't we? Because I think Jonathan Cox has definitely got to be one to watch. Asdog as well, of course, won his first race back in China last year. Superb drive as well from Asdog. Roscoe is looking very much on song this season. Matt as well, looking very competitive as well, isn't he? He might have something up his sleeve. Snap as well. He's looking he's enjoying this game much more. Sven, of course, has been improving hasn't he? Little by little, and he's been improving little by little, hasn't he, as Sven has, and of course especially towards the end last season, making several Q3 appearances. Not bad. Now comes into the pits as Dave is, I think, out of fuel by the looks of that. We got I was going to say Force India again. Once I need to get out of the habit. Of course, car 14 now, Super Steed, I think, just coming through the frame now. So anyway, Energy Dan, of course, joined towards back end of last season. Dave Shaw's retired from the session now. Of course, you can never count out Dave, really, because his experience is very impressive indeed. Harry Burgess in 9th position, double is 10th at the moment, and not that bad. He's just outside the top 10. So that's the end of Q1. As Dave Shaw is parked it in a lovely spot there. He will be up for Q2, so don't worry about that, guys. The guys who won't be seeing in Q2, unfortunately, is Claude. But as we said before, he's making his debut. Claude is so it's very daunting to make your debut in league racing. And of course, Steve Penny, who's unfortunately, because he did a 130.5 there, so that would have got him well inside the. He would have been happy with that, wouldn't he? But unfortunately for Penny, but he only got 1 run there. But as I said, Claude making his debut tonight, it's a very daunting thing. I remember making my debut. I think it was in the season 4 in Abu Dhabi. I was slow. I remember I was just really slow, I think. And yeah. So less said about my debut the better, really. I think I was driving the Haas, possibly. But yeah, I try and forget that. And because to be honest, Abu Dhabi I thought was one of my more stronger tracks as well, but that just shows how difficult league racing is, isn't it? Anyway, now we're in Q2. So I know a lot of you viewers are going to like moaning because I say exactly the same thing every week in both Elite and Super, but we have new viewers joining us every second. I like to believe, and to be honest, I do believe. Of course, Q2, this is where the strategy for the race begins. If you qualify in the top 10, you must start on the tires that you set your fastest lap on. So that's if you set your fastest lap on the soft tires, you got to start on the soft tires, medium, start on the mediums, and hard on the hards. And at the moment, we've got Not That Bad, who's flying out of the pits at the moment. And he is going to be the first man to come out. No, because there's a Toro Rosso just in front of us as well. And not, oh my gosh, and they're all coming out. So we've got action in the pit already. For Sauber there, rudely getting in front of Not That Bad there. Matt is now leading the train out. Car AT in the Toro Rosso. Of course, one of the more nice deliveries. I do like the Toro Rosso. I think when it was first released, it was probably one of my favourite cars on the grid. And to be honest, it's really one of the nicest cars. Of course, Haas, as you've probably heard in the Australia and even yesterday as well, I do enjoy the Haas livery, even though if there has been a lot of question marks about the rich energy, isn't it? I was listening to a story actually on YouTube. As Matt is on the hard compound tire, you can tell that from the white writes on the Pirelli tires. But yeah, I was listening to a story, and of course, about some people. Well, there was a guy who was saying it might be similar to the Shannon Racing Group, who was a part of the 40 team, wasn't he, in the end of '96 or '95? And of course, that was a bit shady, wasn't it? It all went to pot in the end. And of course, Shannon Racing came out of nowhere, didn't they? It was established in '92 apparently, and then all of a sudden was sponsoring 40, wasn't it? Giving them all sorts of money. The same with Rich Energy, really. They've come out of nowhere, haven't they? It was established not too long ago, and all of a sudden they're throwing a lot of money at Haas as well. Anyway, but enough about that, and enough about the world of Formula 1. Well, to be honest, it's never enough about the world of Formula 1, is it? Because we're watching Formula 1. We all love Formula 1. That's why we're here. We love racing. And we definitely love open wheel racing. We love Formula 1, albeit it is going through a bit of a lean patch at the moment. But let's go on board then with Matt. Let's see the difference between the hard compound and the soft compound. Matt is powering up to turn 7 now. You can see then he has got ERS at full effective mode. You got to be very cautious on the ERS. As I remember as towards back in the last season. Me and Dan Murphy, of course, who's driving the Mercedes this year, called like he drove last year, was just driving around Bahrain, having, I think just Murphy just on a practice session really, and I was just there, and and yeah, Murphy was telling us about a couple of things that he does to drive around here. Of course, he has a different control setup, doesn't he? Murphy does. Of course, Dan Murphy still uses the controller. Also, on board Matt, he uses the steering wheel, doesn't he? Up until the update, of course, the steering wheel, because last season the game was very good for steering wheel users. This season so far it's more of an understeering car, isn't it? Which means the steering wheel doesn't favour as much. However, the cars have had a bit of an update, haven't they? So we'll soon see how it is. It's kind of reset everything, hasn't it? Really. So we'll soon see how it's affected the order. Anyway, Matt now coming across the line. He's gone for 131 there at the moment. So Matt is the first one to cross the line in the Red Bull Toro Rosso Honda. So Energy Dan now is on the medium compound tire. He's done a 130 there, but Asdog has done a 29 there, and Double Cream Cat has done a 129.9. He's on the soft compound tire, so Double does his own thing. And of course, an Energy Dan getting well out of the way at the moment. We got Not That Bad, who's gone at 5th fastest mode. He hasn't really shown his pace yet. Sven is going up on the medium tire as well, up into a 31 there. Good stuff from Sven. Physico is up in the 3rd position on a 130.1. He's on the soft compound tire. We've got Yellow Flag in sector 1. Don't worry, it's just guys that are getting out of the way there. So yeah, they're coming in thick and fast at the moment. Remember, this is just a bit of a banker lap coming in. Oh, Jonathan Cox is out! Oh no, that's a big shame because he was fastest in Q1. Where's he gone? We're just having a quick look. To see where he is. And oh my gosh, that's a big shame for Jonathan. and just seeing whereabouts he's gone. I'm just having a quick look as just on board dog in double out. Excuse me, I just smacked my headset. That's a big shame for Jonathan. He was flying out there. He was surely feeling very confident. Paul Snap's going to 5th at the moment. I'm still trying to find out who's the closest one there. We're just on board. I think chance I have been it's around this corner here, but I think I was a bit too little too late there. Jonathan, and Roscoe there trying to get out of the way there. Doing good evasive action there for Roscoe. We're on board Dave Short at the moment. Murphy out there on the soft compound tire. That's an interesting development. So at the moment then it's not that bad. It's 9th. Sven is gone into 8th. Henry Dan Snap is up there in the hard tire as well. This is looking very good, isn't it? And Burge has gone up in the 4th position on the medium tires, and not that bad. He's gone up into 1st position. He's on original pole on a 29.1, and he has finally showed some pace there. Not that bad. And wow, he's a 10th of a second up from Asdog, but that is only round 1. So this is not over yet. Caught the curb going towards the final straight before the start-finish race. So unfortunately so I think it was just around here that Jonathan Cox lost it. So that's a bit of an unusual place there to lose there. He must have caught the curb there and hit the barrier. Murphy abandons as that flies straight in the pits. I think that is showing us that pit assist is on. That's might cause some issues in the race, remember, because pit assist likes to throw you right in the middle of the track. And so yeah, so that's gonna be interesting. That's just another element to the race. Super Steve is out there as well. He's on the medium compound tires. He's on a 1:32.1 at the moment. He's the slowest of the car, so just a set of timing. We're just staying on board Roscoe here. Lovely shot here at the side of the cockpit here. And you can see the time gets time calls Q2. We've only got 15 minutes, and it feels very quick, doesn't it? In Q2, Jonathan has just commented he's very disappointed, but don't worry, Jonathan, the points are happy. You get points in the race, so it's not all over yet. And of course, you get the points system for Formula 1. Well, it has been since 2010. Is 25 for a win, 18 for second, 15 for third. 4th is 12, 10, 5th is 10, 6th is 8, 7th is 6, 8th is 4. 9 is 2 and 10th is 1 if you followed me. And of course you get fastest lap this year as well for fastest lap. I think one race, I think was it like there was like 8 drivers that shared the point for the fastest lap, didn't they? Because I think I was back in the 50s or 60s or something like that. Anyway, then enough of a history lesson, because Roscoe's gone fastest. What about here and now? Roscoe 1:29.1. Look at that. That's incredible. 300 of a second quicker. Then not that bad. Of course, the track is rubbing all the time. It was a green track when we started. Of course, there wasn't much rubber down, but it's not rubber. It's getting rubbered in all the time. What about Dave Shaw? He's thrown himself in the mix. He has thrown himself in the mix. He's 4/10 off the pace at the moment. Davis, and you can see there's a Ferrari coming out of the pits. Then of Energy down, as unfortunately for Jonathan, he is out. Murphy's the only one who hasn't set a time at the moment, so he might need to get a shift on into the pits of Super Steve at the moment. Sven is back out there, so he's having another crack. He's just outside the top 10 at the moment. He is 10th away as well from Energy Dan, who's out there as well on the hard compound tyre. Snap also on the hard compound tyre as well. Matt might be switching to the medium tyre here. As you see, Snap, is he on a fast lap here? He looks like he's I think he's just trying to get himself he's done 3 laps on those tyres as well, Snap has, so I think there's a lot more pace in that car of Snap, isn't it? Renault got really interesting team this season. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they can do. So who's going to start a lap first? I think it's going to be Sven. So here comes Sven, 5th in Australia, I believe he finished. So good stuff for Sven. Sorry. And then we're on board then with Sven, and he's coming down into turn 1, of course, in the Haas. Really Haas around a bit of a turbulent year in the Formula 1, isn't they? They got a really quick car, but unfortunately they can't get the tires to work, can they? A bit unusual that one is, isn't it? Now, as you see then coming up then into turn 4, this first part of the track really does offer some immense battles, doesn't it? 5.5 minutes to go. Dan is still in the pits at the moment. He's on my own set of time at the moment. Who else we got? Snap is back in the pits now. And of course, this is where the guys are going to start to push. They want to get into the top 10, don't they? Of course, if you start 11, that might be almost as good as starting 10th or 9th, really, because you'll be on a fresh set of tires. Unfortunately, tires are very important in F1. Well, unfortunately or not, it depends on your type of preference, really. Of course, there is a brief about 2021 and all the rules of battle and ground effect on the cars. Instead of the cars being aerodynamic dependent on the wings, instead of being aerodynamic dependent on the floor and the underside of the car, which will make for better racing. Hopefully. Well, it's Martin Brundle and I think Anthony Davidson have been saying that for years, really. Of course, you should really listen to the ex-drivers, surely. Anyway, powering across the line, Sven goes 9th fast at the moment, so he's on the medium compound tires. He's got enough to get back around. And he's got enough tires to get back around, get back out there and get a lap in. Matt is out on the medium compound tires. Right, he's 3 tenths of a second up at the moment. What about Energy Dan? Is it Claude has left the session, unfortunately, so oh, that's a shame for Claude. Of course, he struggled in the first session. Hopefully he'll be back in a few moments time. Let's just take a look, see how's out there. Matt is out there at the moment. He's on a fresh set of medium compound tires at the moment, so he is now flying up then through turn 12. You can see there, you can see the rev lights flickering, can't you? He's on the rev limiter all the time here, Matt is. Of course, Matt does drive his steering wheel, and of course he's manual gears as well, because it is quicker coming down into 14 and 15 now. Let's just take a look at this double corner, even though 15 is there technically. Yeah, I can start to see it as well. Murphy now coming, Matt coming across the line. He's going for a 29 and he's full fast. He's a second quicker. That's a big improvement from the hard to the medium compound tire though. So Matt is at full fast at the moment with 3.5 minutes to go. Is he safer? That's the question. Murphy is out there now. I said Murphy because I seen that he took to the track. Energy Dan is back in the pits. Sven is in the pits as well. But Super Steve is coming out of the pits now. Murphy is on a lap, I believe. He is on a lap in the Mercedes. Of course, he had Matt as his teammate last year, didn't he? The Mercedes guys did. We got Yo flagging too. Don't worry, I think it's just the Renault just getting out of the way. Snap is at the moment is 10th at the moment, so he's the final man to get through into Q3. And so he's on the bubble at the moment. So Snap is coming out of the pits now, and he's on the medium tire again. So Snap is not really, is a bit reluctant about those soft compound tires, isn't he? Double is right up there, isn't he? Look at him. Double up in 6th position at the moment, looking very healthy as well in 6th position as well. So yeah, good stuff to see Double. Of course, Double a veteran in this league now. He's been in the league for five seasons, hasn't he? So well, almost, I think 6 seasons. He's been ever present almost, hasn't he? Coming now into the final corner now. Murphy, as you can see, his fuel light is flashing there. He's as light as a feather, isn't he? As he comes across the line now, DRS is open. He's done pole position at the moment. So 128.8 there for Murphy, and wow, that's definitely going to make people sit up and take notice at the moment. Super Steve is now coming out on the lap as well. You can see just in the background is Murphy who just in. So Super Steve is 13th at the moment. Of course, Jonathan is out of qualifying. He's going to have to use all his experience, Jonathan, which is quite limited, to be honest, at the moment, because he's only just started his venture in racing, on league racing. But hopefully, as you can see, Steve's taking a very unusual line there, isn't he? Oh, look at that, a bit of drifting as well from Super Steve. Lovely stuff there. Anyway, yeah, of course, Jonathan is recently in league racing, but he's definitely got talent, hasn't he? He's a Jacques Villeneuve kind of driver at the moment, isn't he? He's coming in no fear and driving superbly well. So it's not the end. It's not the end of the day yet for Jonathan. Anyway, let's focus on the 13 drivers that are out there at the moment. We're focusing on the racing point of Super Steve, the only racing point on the in the session at the moment. He's on a 132 at the moment. Super Steve, of course, making his debut. And let's just take a look. He is 300 of a second down in the second sector. He needs to well, he's a second and a half away from Sven at the moment. Sven is in the pits, so Sven is not going to defend his top 10 position. Vizco's out, and Harry Burgess is still in there as well. So I'm surprised that the guys are not. Some of the guys aren't out there. Super Steve comes across the line. He hasn't improved his time. He's lost a lot of time in the final sector. Yellow flag in sector 3. Snap has gone wide. Has he got enough time to get back out there? So Snap, I think, is the only one. Well, unless Super Steve is going for another run. I think he is going for another run. Snap is 8 tenths of a second up here. He could knock Sven out. He might knock Sven out here as well. Of course, Murphy just recovering to the pit lane. So it's between Sven, Snap, and Super Steve. for the final position on the top 10. Snap coming across the line now. He's on the medium compound turret, looking very good. Snap is through. Snap is through, and he's in 6th position. Good time there from Snap. Steve has left the session. Unfortunately, he looked a bit dodgy, didn't he? Steve did when he was lagging left and right. So unfortunately, Sven is out of the session. Steve is disappeared, and Snap loving life. Good time there from Snap. Really showing that showing he's got no problems with dealing with pressure in car 80. Good stuff indeed. So at the end of that session, then is Snap just taking the scenic route here, and just recovering back to the pit. Said, "Ooh, be careful, Snap." Anyway, yeah, let's just take stock. Murphy is fastest right at the end there, 3/10 of a second. Second is Roscoe. Third is not that bad. Mercedes first and third. Asdog in 4th position. Australia's pole sitter. 5th position is Matt. Snap, who just got himself up into 6th position now. And he was the last man to qualify. We've lost 2 drivers at the moment. We've lost Claude, and we've lost Super Steve. And the guys we lost from this session then is unfortunately Jonathan is the last corner where he unfortunately finished the session off. Super Steve, of course, is a couple of seconds down at the moment. So, but remember, he's making his debut as well. Very difficult. Energy Dan is in a 12th position, and Sven is just got knocked out. But you can see Sven is getting better and better all the time. Into the top 10 shooter. We've got Burgess, Physico, Double again in there. Dave Shaw, Snap, Matt, Asdog, not that bad. Roscoe and Dan Murphy. Right, the final session in qualifying now, so we got 12 minutes to decide who's going to start 1st to 10th. Sorry, I got an itchy ear. And yeah, sorry, I got a really itchy ear. Blimey, oh, it's going all wrong. No, I think his ears burning when I was talking about you, isn't it? I think it's left for love, right for spite, isn't it? Something like that, I don't know, but it's definitely not burning. It's itchy at the moment. So here we go then. So we got 10 cars going for pole position, going for broke. Double once again in the top 10. He's looking phenomenal this season, isn't he, Double? And really, like Sven, Double is really up in his game, isn't he? So it's great to see, isn't it? Some of the drivers. It's great to see some of the drivers improve, isn't it? Like Blas, who was a midfield contender, wasn't he, in his first couple of seasons, but then come through to become a championship contender, didn't he? His consistency last year, as we were talking to Dave Shaw, wasn't we, in Australia? His consistency last season was absolutely phenomenal, which really got him in that position as well. Of course, Nosey, especially in the second half of the season, Nosey just turned it on, didn't he? Absolutely phenomenal stuff from Nosey. Of course, they're both in the Elite League now. You can see both of them race on Wednesday nights. Unfortunately, we had a bit of a dramatic race last season for last night, but it was more of what Codemasters was doing rather than anything else. But of course, that race will be rerun fairly soon. Keep an eye out for that. Anyway, just watching Double N. So Double's the first man on track at the moment. We have got 10 minutes to decide. Of course, this used to be a 10-minute session, didn't it? Until they realised in places like Spa, 10 minutes was not enough to get 2 runs in, was it? Or it was very tight. So that's why they upped it to 12 minutes. Right, here comes Double then. So he's got all his energy ready. He is about to get going then. So in the Rocket Williams, DRS is open, and now we start the lap. Here's Double's lap. Where's Double's aim at the moment? Then we'll find out in just a few seconds' time. As I just got that's why I shouldn't be looking at the comments, you see. And then Double N, we'll come back to the comments in a minute because we're on board Double N. It's coming up to turn 4. Then you can see them braking then just before the I think it's just before the 50-meter board there. Of course, that corner does have a bit of a swooping, just have a bit of an uphill climb then. So we're at the top of the circuit now, and now we're starting to go downhill gradually then. A couple of corrections then on the steering wheel for Double. I think I mentioned this in Australia, but of course you can notice that the screen, the information screen on the Williams is actually connected to the actual cockpit of the Williams. Rather, everyone else's is on the steering wheel. apparently makes the steering wheel lighter. Double right on the bubble with the DRS there. Beautifully done there for Double. You hear a beep in the ear and he was on it straight away. And I'm not sure if that's right, but Physico is on intermediate tyres at the moment. So, yeah, I think he must know. I think he thinks there's a sandstorm coming in. And talking of a storm coming, here's Double. Physico has just got wide there, so good stuff from Physico. So I wonder if there might be a bit of moisture in the air here in Bahrain. As we said, it does rain 12 days a year in Bahrain, so maybe Physico's called this one right. Anyway, I think it might have just been a tyre error. Double comes across the line. He's at a 29. He's at a 29 now. Physico is still staying out. I wonder if it's just my choice. It's just me. I reckon I've just gone colourblind. Asdog is going at fast at the moment at 28.5. For Asdog. Beautiful stuff from Asdog. Who was next? Burgess there is out at the moment. Physico is on the medium tyres. Murphy is out as well. When I say out, oh, Matt going very wide there. As just saying, let's see who is about to complete a lap. I think it's Matt next time. Is next up. Here is Matt. Then we're on board with Matt with the lovely aqua coloured helmet here, and he's coming across the line now. What is this time going to do? I think he had a problem in that lap, hasn't he? Because he's a bit off the pace there. Murphy ain't off the pace at all, though, is he? Look at that. He's a 10th of a second away from Asdog. Asdog going for a second pole position move. Not that bad in third. Good stuff for not that bad. 300th of a second behind at the moment. Beautifully done. Hi there, Spurgeon's Physico. Dave Shaw's out there. Snap is just finishing, just round the final corner now. Snap is on the soft compound tyre. I think it's the first time we're going to see Snap, and he's 4th fastest. Good stuff from Snap. He's right in there. He's on the second row of the grid at the moment. Beautiful. Harry Bird is now coming through. Car 2. I've missed someone. And I've missed someone quite important. Claude is back in the session. Roscoe has gone fastest at the moment to 1:28.4. Burgess has gone 5th fastest on 29.3. Cracking. Dave Shaw's. Oh, and Physico just about keeping out the wall there, and beautifully done there. That Marshall doesn't seem to be too enthusiastic about waving that flag there, but Physico just keeping out the wall on the intermediate tyres. I think he is on the intermediate tyres at the moment. I'm not really sure why. I wonder if there's a sandstorm out there or something. I don't know. He must have found the track a bit slippery. Anyway, he's coming into the pits now, flying into the pits. Old man who's not set a time then, who isn't on intermediate tyres, is Dave Shaw. And here he is. He's just about to start his lap now in the Aston Martin Red Bull. Now then, Claude has left the session again, unfortunately, but we're on board with Dave Shaw with 6 minutes to go, 6.25 minutes to go, coming down into turn at 7 now, and you can see, a bit of oversteer there, but beautifully controlled. Now coming into 9 and 10, and you can see there's a drag strip just to the right hand side there. Was that no, I don't think that was a quarter cut. We're okay. Now he's powering over the support grid there, and coming up to the turn 11 here. So you can see now this is where the circuit starts to climb uphill again. And lovely shots here in Bahrain. Now into the perilous turn 12 there, and lovely done there from Dave. Now into turn 13. And now coming down then at the moment. And so at the moment, Bird is going for a second run at the moment on the soft compound tyre. He's still 5th at the moment. Everyone else is in the pit, so he's got a relatively, he's basically got a clear run out there, Dave has. So as he's coming across the line, in he goes. DRS right on the marks, and where does he go? Dave goes 6th fastest at the moment, so Dave is 6th fastest in the Red Bull at the moment, and it's so just behind Burgess at the moment. Burgess is out there again. We got a yellow flag as Dave is just recovering back to the pits then. So that's round 1 done then, and let's take a look. Roscoe 28.4, Asdog 28.5, Murphy 28.6. Not that bad, 28.6. That's the top 4 at the moment. We got a bit of a gap back to Burgess, who's at 29.2. Same with Dave Shaw, who's on 29.2. Snap is on 29.3. Double's on a 29.7 and 32. Whoa! I ain't gonna help the car there. At a 22. A 32.2 for Matt. And what's Harry doing when we're on board with Harry then in the McLaren? Beautiful car indeed. Let's take a look. He's 2 seconds down, so he's coming into the pits, I reckon, at the end of this lap. Of course, he's taken over Stoffel Van Dorn's number this season. Harry has. Physico is out, so we're keeping an eye on Physico then. So he's coming out the pits. This time he's not on the green mark tyre. Of course, he's on the red stripe tyre. So you can see the lovely shiny tyres and to tell them that they are a brand spanking new. So I love Physico's helmet there, beautiful green and yellow there. We've got a yellow flag somewhere out there as I think it's just Dave recovering now. You can see we've got a couple of cars, we've got a couple of couple of things active there in the couple of draws coming out of the pits. Yeah, and just having a look at Blad's yeah, Blas was saying his consistency was really good last season. It definitely was. That's what got him in the mix, really, wasn't it, Blas's? Kept out of trouble as well, Blas. Really good. That's kind of the aim of the game, really, isn't it? Sometimes you're rather be lucky than good. But I must admit, Blas was both last season, wasn't he? Well, it wasn't really luck either, was it? I think. Was it? I'm not sure. Did he get through that incredible pile up in Belgium? I think Blas did get through, didn't he? I can't remember, but I think if that is I think that was the only time where he must have had a bit of luck on his time. But yeah, Blas, of course, in the Elite League now. Of course, as we said before, you can watch Blas in the Elites every Wednesday. But these are the super guys tonight, and let's just Physico's now on a lap then. So he's starting his lap then. He's got 3 minutes to go. And he won't have time to come in and out of the pits, I don't think. So Physico's gonna could have 2 attempts then on these soft compound tires. Are these soft compound tires enough to have 2 runs? I've heard a whisper that they're not, but remember we've had a patch upgrade, so that might change things as it stands. And Blas just reminded me that he was nearly disqualified in Belgium, but somehow got away with that. Yeah, because I remember him just parking behind that incredible pile up in Belgium. That was IRC's version of Belgium '98, but without the rain. It was an incredible pilot, wasn't it? One of the most it was definitely impressive to see, wasn't it? It really was. Blas was very lucky not to be disqualified there, because usually, but unfortunately, wasn't lucky last night because Blas got disqualified for parking in his grid slot. Yeah, so sometimes. And Asdog has gone fast. It's brilliant time from Asdog there. He's snuck under the radar there, Asdog has. And he is on pole position with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. Physico is coming up next. And so, as we've unfortunately might have missed the pole time up there. So, sorry guys, I'm not going to be very popular in the morning. Anyway, Physico then coming across the line. And what's Physico doing? He's 29.8 at the moment. Asdog there is just harvesting, I believe. So, Roscoe's out there, he's responding, not that bad, he's also responding as well. Dave Shaw's out there, Harry's starting lap now. Double's going to be the first way across the line. We go, yo, flagging 2. And I think it's just Dave Shaw getting out of the way. So what about Double? He's 8th for the moment. Beautiful stuff from Double. They're right up there on the 4th row of the grid. Him and Snap then are looking very strong on this game at the moment. So I could see that Double. It's gone 2/10 seconds quicker and is an inch closer to Snap. Has Double got enough in his car to have another go? I don't think he'll be able to, unfortunately. Snap is about to finish his lap now in the Renault. And Murphy is up in the 4th at the moment, but not that bad. He's up in the 2nd. He's a half a second away, and he's a 10th of a second off at the moment. What about Snap? Snap coming across the line. He's a 10th down in the end then. So Snap. What about Matt then? Matt's also on the lap as well. Asdog is still harvesting. He might be able to have getting him up in. Roscoe is out there at the moment. He's a 10th up. He's a 10th up. Roscoe is canny sneak pole position away. He needs more than a 10th, though. He might need to find almost 4/10 of a second. We'll find out now. Is he on pole? No, he's not. He's not on pole position. Look at 2/1000 of a second quicker. So Roscoe there just outside. He's also going for his 2nd pole position of the season. Well, Murphy, if Murphy has anything to say about it, he won't. Harry's got a bit wide there. Dave Shaw's out there at the moment as well. Snap is going. That's it. Time is up. So these guys are going out to finish it. Asdog has finished his lap, so he's the man that won't be able to improve officially. Roscoe's out, so that's it for Roscoe. He'll be starting 3rd most. What about Matt? He's 9th fastest for Matt. He was disappointed that. I think he felt that he's probably a little quick now. Double's not going to start up, nor is Snap, but Dave Shaw's on the lap at the moment. Harry has finished his lap as well. What about Dan Murphy there? Dan Murphy coming across the line. He is coming across the line now. What is he doing? He is 4th row on the 2nd row of the grid. Dan is, and what he powers across the line. He's second. Wow, look at the time. Look at the time. Almost 500 of a second below. Well, not that bad. He's called it a day, not that bad. And Harry Burgess has finishes up with that. Last man standing is Dave Shaw then. He is on the third row of the grid at the moment in 6th position. Can he get into the mix? And he's on 29.2 at the moment. He is 500 of a second behind Burgess at the moment. Can he sneak up at the 5th position? Maybe there's a big old jump between 5th and 4th at the moment. But he's got DRS, he's run out of deployment, is that going to cost him? He's up to 5th, that's an incredible time there from Dave Shaw, and brilliant time. He's improved by 7/10 of a second. Phenomenal end to the qualifying session there. Beautiful stuff. Asdog pole position then for the second round of Super League. Asdog looking like a phenomenal qualifier at the moment. Hopefully he can get some decent points on the board then. And John, I do agree with Jonathan. He needs 1.5 a race to get in the mix there. Look at that, 400ths of a second, 46 hundredths of a second between Asdog and Murphy. Murphy there in his first race of this season. Look at that, he's right in the mix straight away. Not that bad. 72 hundredths of a second. Incredible stuff. Less than a 10th of a second to separate the top three. We're going to be in for an epic race. Roscoe, I think, would have been a bit closer as well. I think he had a bit of issue with his final time. And Dave, of course, 2 Red Bulls, 4th and 5th. And Harry Burgess in 6th position, the second off. Snapping double. 7th and 8th, great 4th row there. That just shows their improvement. Matt might be disappointed with a 9th position. And Physico rounds out the top 10. Ooh, that's only qualifying, ladies and gentlemen, as well. Blimey. Right, we're just waiting for the drivers to get themselves sorted out. As I was just shutting the window because you know, neighbours might be wondering what the hell I'm doing with all the screaming and shouting going on. And anyway then, so I'm comfy, I'm ready to go, and yeah, I'm in position just in case it gets a bit too exciting and I'll throw the control miles away. Anyway, let's get this going, and everyone's just choosing their strategies. Then of course, remember, there's a couple of drivers that will be outside the top 10, which means they can choose whatever tires they go on. And here we go then, and it is the formation lap. Of course, remember last season we didn't have the formation lap because of a couple of issues. But Asdog is on pole position once again. Let's just take a look at the tire compound. So in the Alfa Romeo, Asdog is the cream of the crop at the moment, and he is on pole position once again in the Alfa Romeo. Murphy is alongside him on row 1. Remember all these guys on medium tires. Row 2 is not that bad, and Roscoe. This is looking like a familiar sight, isn't it? Is this going to be the battle for the championship between Asdog, Murphy? Not that bad, and Roscoe. Dave Shaw's in 5th position in the second Red Bull. Burgess is in 6th position in the McLaren. Snap is 7th on the medium tires. Double is 8th on the soft compound tire, and he is aiming for an attack in first lap then. Matt is down in 9th position in the Toro Rosso on medium tires. Physico is in 10th at the moment, and he's on the soft compound tire. Sven is on the only one on the hard tire. Both Haas on the hard tire. So Sven on the hard compound tire in 11th position. Energy Dan is in 12th position, and he is hopefully he's just been disqualified from the session. There's not an issue there. Super Steve is in 30th position on the medium tires. Jonathan Cox, so both Ferraris have had problems at the moment, and he's 14th on the grid. Hopefully he'll be able to get going in a minute. This is a bit of a worry after the issues we had last night, but Jonathan Cox is on the medium tires. We got Penny in 15th position on the medium tires. I think we're disappointed with for Penny to be done there. And Claude is in 16th position. And I don't think Steve is in the session. So yeah, this is a bit worried. The Ferraris have just decided not to do the formation lap. Maybe they just didn't feel like it. Anyway, here we go then. Asdog then is leading the pack around. We got 29 laps around Bahrain. Hopefully we'll survive the 29 laps. As you can see, both Renaults are really keen to get on there, and they snap in and Physico is leading the way. I don't think Asdog cares, does he? All he cares about is starting on pole position then. Here we go. 29 laps and around Bahrain. We're just waiting for Claude then to come up behind as well. So we're on board Claude now in the Haas. As you can see, Steve is not there at the moment, so that's a bit of a worry for him. That's a bit of a worry then, as you can see. Then as I just calm myself down, because we have got 29 laps to go, guys. So yeah, I don't want to burn myself out before the end of the formation lap. Blimey, we've already had a phenomenal qualifying session. Just under a tenth of a second separate the top three. Phenomenal stuff. Right, here we go then. 29 laps. Hopefully we'll have a more successful race than last night. Yes, we will. We got four sets of lights on, 5 sets of lights, and when we'll be racing, and it's go! Good start by Alstock. Not very good start from Murphy at all then, and you can see then he's already dropped out the 4th position. Roscoe and not that bad already through then, and Alstock takes lead, but not that bad. It's having a swoop. Not quite. Murphy is back around the outside. We've got contact, we've got yellow flags. Oh my gosh, they're all over the place. That's a McLaren front wing. That's a McLaren of Herb Burgess. He's got not got a front wing. He's lost the front wing. That's a huge amount of contact there. Angie Down has dropped down to 16th position at the moment. I know there's we got a Super Steve's got around there, and that's a force. And that's Angie Down who's also lost the front wing as well. As Dog leads away then, as not that bad is second. 3rd position is Roscoe. Murphy's had a bit of an appalling start from the front row down the 4th position. Dave Shaw 5th. Matt up into 6th. Jonathan Cox is up into 7th position. He's up into 6th. Phenomenal start from Jonathan. Absolutely phenomenal. He's up into 6th position now. Matt is up into 7th position. It's down to 7th. Jonathan is in contact with Dave Shaw. That's going to damage his end plate, surely. That is, I think that's a bit optimistic there from Jonathan. He's had a flying start. He's damaged his end plate, but he's still going for it. He's still having a look. Oh my gosh. Jonathan is was getting a bit racy there, isn't it? As Matt is now 10th position, Snap is 8th, double 9th, Physico in 10th position at the moment. So you can see that, and now we've got Sven who's in 11th position as well. Burgess is I thought that was going to be contact over two of the McLarens. Steve Penny in 12th position, Burgess 13th, Claude is in 14th position there, Super Steve 15th, and Jonathan and David got oh my gosh, there's a bit of contact there, and David, and you can see now, and Jonathan's in the pits, and so that's a shame because Jonathan had an absolutely phenomenal start. I look doubles all over the back to Snap here, and as they're going into turn 1, he's going on the outside. We got Matt also on the outside of Dave Shaw, and Snap is on the, and doubles on the outside. Snap, he's got the inside for turn 2. Brilliant. Snap's got on the outside. Snap is on the outside, and he's through. No, yet. Snap is continued his position at the moment, and he's and a physical and double there again, a bit strong arm there. Beautiful stuff from Snap. So we've got a couple of guys in the pits. Doubles up it. Oh my gosh, that's a Haas. That's a Haas of Sven there. Bit of contact there from Sven. Physico is in 9th position at the moment. Snap. You've always had a and Sven there got I think in the wrong place at the wrong time there. Penny is a couple of seconds back from this battle here, and Roscoe is up into 2nd position. He's done it. Not that bad. He's dropped down. Has he got damage there? Not that bad. Let's have I don't think that dog's got once. He has got damage. Not that bad. That's a major bit of damage as well from not that bad. That's going to cost him valuable time. This is not what he needs. Matt's all over the back of Dave at the moment. Snap is having a bit of issues there as his teammates all over the back of him, as Sven's all over the back of these guys here, and I think they're not that bad. It's going to have to cover in the pits then, because that is a major bit of damage as well. You can see Penny's 3 seconds back at the moment. Jonathan's been in the pits, as is Burgess, Super Steve, and Energy Dynamo. Ferrari Jonathan had an absolutely phenomenal start, and then unfortunately it's all gone wrong. Not that bad. It's in the pits, and this is a big blow for the championship leader already. Remember, we might look back on this race and wonder what's gone wrong. DRS is now enabled then, so this is where it's going to get very feisty indeed, isn't it? Double up into 6. He's loving life on this game. Brilliant stuff. As is Snap at the moment. Good stuff from both those drivers. They're usually towards the back last season, but this season's been really good, hasn't it? And great to see, isn't it? And Dave Shaw and Matt are in 4th and 5th at the moment. Double is in 6th position. We've got Snap in 7th position. He's snapping at his heels. Not that bad. Where is he going to come out? He's on the hard compound tire. He's behind Claude at the moment. He is coming out of the pits. Where is he coming out of the pits? He's in 12th position, just in front of Jonathan. Keep an eye on those two, because those two might be having a fight back later on in this race. And at the moment, the battles are between 4th and 5th, and 6th, 7th, and 8th. And Sven is just dropping back because he's damaged his car at the moment. We're already on lap 3. Wow, incredible stuff at the moment. Now the dog is leading by 1.7 seconds at the moment. from Roscoe second, David Dan Murphy is third, Dave Shaw fourth, Matt is fifth. You can see that they're just in front of these guys at the moment. I must say I'm really impressed with Dublin Snap so far this season. Snap had a bit of a difficult race in Australia, didn't he? But here he's looking comfortable, isn't he? And at times I thought I seen Matt going for. I'm gonna look on the Red Bull one. Oh, Snap's gone a bit wide there. As is Physico as well. So there is nothing ventured, nothing gained there. And now you can see Matt then closing the gap on Dave now, and you can see that he's using up a lot of errors at the moment. Dave's still got quite a lot to defend, but you can see that nose to tail as they come across the line. Matt will have DRS, of course. Dave ain't got DRS because he's not a car friend. He's not in front of a car. Yeah, if that made sense anyway. And now Matt is through, and Dave's having a look, but I think that's it. But we've also got Snap is through, and he's up into sixth position. Snap is flying. Good stuff for us. So Snap, he's 2 seconds behind Dave and Matt. But the battle for the fifth position hasn't finished yet. Matt has got the inside. Dave's going to swoop around, go for the switchback here. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3. We'll look at that in a minute. I think that's Energy Dan. It's had an adventure. Matt is now up into fourth position. We'll have a look to see what's going on. Oh, it is Energy Dan, and that is an Energy Dan. That's super soft tires. Is he corner? He's trying to get going. There's a problem for the Ferrari. He's he's getting going now. Coming back to this battle here. Now Matt has got a look at Snap. He's all over the back of Dave. Incredible. Jonathan is already up into 12th position, and him and Claude are having a good old battle at the moment. Oh, Jonathan's lost a bit of end plate there on the back of Claude, I think, and that has caused Jonathan no end of problem. Snap is through. He's through and up into a 5th position. Then Davis dropped down to 6th position now. Then. No, Snap is flying at the moment. Double is 7th, and unfortunately for Jonathan, he's going to have to make another trip to the pits. I think he's damaged his end plate at the moment. And Snap he's absolutely flying out there. Snap is. This is what I was expecting in Australia, but today then this is a much more traditional track. Matt's in AI for some reason. I'm hoping that there's not a problem with Matt's car. Oh no, so Matt's in AI, and I think that's why he's slowing down. And Snap's up into 4th. Oh no, and Matt, I think is Matt back in. I think Matt's back in the car. We just seen an AI. Oh, look at that, Matt squeezing, but Dave is through, and he's Matt getting him through. Man, good stuff from both drivers there. Absolutely phenomenal, beautiful. Anyway, they're coming up down to turn. As you can see, both of them got DRS because Matt got off Snap, and of course Dave has got it off. Matt. As you can see then, so I'm wondering, I think Matt, I'm sure it's in Matt and AI then, because I think that part of the yellow flying one. What? That's Sven. That's both has on problems up in turn 4 there, and Sven they're recovering, and he's dropped down to 10th. He's got a lot of end plate missing, not that bad as 12. Jonathan is and Claude is now, and Claude's got a red X next to his name there, so that might be the reason. So I think Harry needs to get by that car as quickly as possible so he doesn't cause himself. Look at that good lunge there from Harry. He's up in the 13th value. Super, it seems 15th, and Energy down 16th. Roscoe is keeping an eye on Asdog, as Murphy's keeping an eye on them as well. Now then Matt is now pulling in front of Dave Shaw at the moment. So Double is now coming out to the back of Dave. He's just under a second behind. I think the battle we're going to have to keep an eye on those battle between Matt and Snap. A good opening up from Matt. He's up into 5th position. He started down in 9th position. He's up to 5th now, so he's got DRS because he's using a lot of deployable energy at the moment. So Snap driving superbly well. Penny is up because into the pits comes Snap's teammate, and also Sven's in the pits as well. Sven is on the hard compound tire, so that's a very good stop as well. So what tires are going to go on? It's Physica's going on the hard compound tire. He's coming out just in front of Sven. Not a bad set of 32.3 then for fast lap of the race. Remember, you get a point for fast lap of the race. Sven is going on to the medium compound tire, then changing the front wing. And car 29 in the house. Jonathan's gone through. Where's he going to come out? Is Burge is going to come out in front of him as well? I think he will. Now we've got a bit of a juicy battle going on. We've got a couple of good battles actually. Matt and Snap, don't forget that battle there. But we've also got Murphy, who's now starting to home in on Roscoe. As once again, then like in Australia, the only difference this time is that Murphy has also joined the party as well. So of course Roscoe and Asdog are looking very strong at this stage of the season so far, aren't they? Looking very strong indeed. As you can see, So Asdog is 1.4 seconds in front. Murphy is just is under a second now, so he's got DRS at the moment. Snap is 10 seconds back at the moment. Matt would probably like to start thinking about getting by Snap. I don't think Snap is really that much slower than Matt, so I think that these guys at the moment are just a lot quicker. Now you can see they're all on the medium compound tires, so they're going quite far into this race. I wonder if they're going to aim to go for a one-stop strategy. And you can see Murphy is gaining. In the background you've seen a Toro Rosso. I didn't see a Renault there. And Murphy having a look, but Roscoe is not going to get phased by that, is he? As they come into out of turn 1 to turn 4, go to turn 4. Petty is now up into 7th position. Double is in the pits then. And we're keeping on this bar here at the moment then, so we're on lap 7 at this moment in time. Wow, good stuff, isn't it? We still got all 16 cars running, not that bad. It's now up into 8th position, keeping on, not that bad. As of course he had a bit of an issue in qualifying, didn't he, in Australia, but he come through to win phenomenally well, so do not count out him yet. Same for Jonathan Cox, albeit he has got a couple of issues. We've got a yellow flag in 2, we got a yellow flag. Oh, that's Energy Down! Energy Down is in the wall, and whereabouts is that? That's at the second DRS zone, isn't it? And Energy Down has left the session. Unfortunately though, he has actually got his car. Oh dear, oh look, there's Energy Down's got his car, and we've got a yellow flag in 2 there, so unfortunately Energy Down's left the session, but he's kept his car is still full there, so that's going to cost a couple of issues. We see him on board with Dave now, and he's got to be very careful to get by that Ferrari. And I think Energy Down probably should have retired in the pits, really. Having said that though, sometimes you should retire in the pits and the car just decides to come out on his own accord. Dave Schultz through, we keep an eye, as you can see there's a Ferrari then, he's just going to be cruising around now for the rest of the race. Anyway, come back to this battle here. Look at this. Matt is gaining on Snap. Is Snap going to feel like he's going to have to go to the fence? You can see, look at that. He's in the slipstream. He's out of the slipstream. Pulls out to the inside. He is through up the inside. Snap doesn't really fight that one too much, I don't think. But I think Snap has got his own race, his own strategy. He's loving life at the sharp end this season, isn't he? And he knows it's about consistency, doesn't he? So Snap there, you can see then, is being very sensible at this stage of the race. Good stuff. Good sensible driving there from Snap. Very commendable indeed. Snap is definitely aiming at the long game in this championship this year, and I think all these guys have got to just take heed about, as we were talking about Blas earlier on, is just about consistency, isn't it? And trying not to get into any unfortunate issues. Anyway, then we're back at the battle of the lead at the moment. You can see Asdog is still 1.5 seconds in front. The gap at the front is stationary at the moment, so it's still 1.5. Roscoe and Murphy are still separated by 7 tenths of a second at the moment. Matt is now in the 4th position. Phenomenal stuff from Matt. Snap is 5th. 6th position is Dave. He's had a bit of a difficult start to this race, but it's all about the long game. Penny also had a difficult start as well, but it's now found himself in 7th position. Not that bad as 8th. Unfortunately, he had a bit of damage on his car and he's dropped down. 9th position is Jonathan, and he's damaged his car for a second time, so he's going to start to struggle, I think. Double has made a stop already. Asdog's in the pits, so Asdog is in the pits for the Alfa Romeo team. He's looking for his team. There they are, and he's in the pits then. So let's see what compounds are going on. Is that the soft comp? No, then it's the soft compound again then. So he's going for a 2-stop strategy. Asdog is. That's a very interesting strategy indeed. So so is the 2-stopper going to work here? Is the 1-stopper going to work? That is the question. And you can see now Penny is gaining on Dave Shaw. Dave Shaw's gone defensive on the inside. As you can see, Dave doing very well, parking his car right in the middle of the track there. Asdog has come out just in front of him, not that bad as well, so that might be important. Look at this. So Steve Penny's got a lot of pace there coming up there, and he's through, he's up the outside, and what's happened to Penny? Oh no, there's a problem with Penny's car. What's going on with Penny? And oh no, and that was a bit odd. It looked like his steering wheel got disconnected or so. Asdog is 5 up the inside there. Dave Shaw is dropped back down to 6 there. I'm not sure what happened to Penny there. Penny had a problem with his car, and it's not that bad at the moment. The championship leader. Remember, we've only had 1 round though, and yeah, that was a bit odd there from Penny. I wonder if I think he had an issue just connecting his physical. That's our first penalty of the race, I believe. Good stuff. So we're 9 laps into this race, and that's our first penalty. Brilliantly done. Well done to all these guys. Very commendable. There's a good clean racing out there. Good clean driving as well. Beautiful. I keep saying beautiful. And look at this now, as Murphy is now dropped out of second place. So Roscoe is now all of a sudden starting to turn out the wick as well. They know that Asdol is committed to a 2-stop strategy. These guys are going to commit to a 1-stop. This is getting very interesting indeed now, because Asdol will have the pace, but is it a quicker overall strategy? There's Claude there, and Claude's getting underway there. Very powerless at the moment. We've got 2 AI cars driving around. I think we might even have 3 actually, because I think Super Steve is in AI as well. So this is going to get very perilous as well. You can see, look at Roscoe. That's how much time he's lost. Behind that car. Just taking a look, because I think not that bad. It's now homing in on Penny. Penny lost quite a lot of time on the last lap because he had an issue with his car went straight on there. It looked like he lost all turning there, so we need a problem there for Penny, which is unfortunate. Of course, he had a difficult qualifying session, but he's doing really well in the race at the moment. And look at that, not that bad going on the inside there. Penny there, I'm wondering if he's just thinking about the long game here as well. Of course, not that bad. Is on the hard compound tire. And so he's through, but we're going to go back to the battle for the lead, because it's getting very tense up there now, and Roscoe is doing very well under the pressure at the moment, isn't it? Murphy has been on him since the get-go, well, especially in the last 6-7 laps, and I remember I got worried about what Asdog's doing as well, of course, because Asdog's on a different strategy now. This has changed the whole complexion of the race. So you got to think, and Roscoe's in the pit. So Roscoe's in the pits. Is he going to be able to? Is he going on the hard compound? Oh, and that's a 3-second penalty for Dave Shaw. Oh, sorry, I thought that was a stop-go penalty for speed in the pits. Murphy takes the lead at the Bahrain Grand Prix. Then Murphy's first race this season, and he is leading. Roscoe is in and out. So what tire is he going on? Roscoe's on the hard compound tire. So this is going to be very interesting indeed. Asdog just out of 132. And look where Asdog is only just come up behind. Dave is in the pits as well. I wonder if there's a problem with Dave's tyres here at the moment. He's been really struggling. You see, there's Asdog there just in front of us. He is on the medium tyre. He's going to have to stop again. Roscoe, if he won't need to stop again if he can get those hard tyres to the end. So that's going to be the question now. Penny and 7. Dave is on the medium compound tire as well, so he's committed to a 2-stop there. Double will be up into 9th position. Is a Physico and Burgess there. It's not starting to come under pressure for these. Dave Shaw is still in the pits, and he'll be out fairly soon. And yeah, there's Dave coming out the pits now behind his ex-teammate who was in the Red Bull last year, Sven. So as you can see then, and these two are going to start to and Snap is still on the back. Oh, you're flying too. What's going on? And I'm just taking a quick look. What's going on? What's going on? Nothing. Good, lovely. We don't lose anyone in this race. Lovely helicam shot. Look at that. Beautiful spectacle this Bahrain track is. And you can see that we got a good old battle for the last point at the moment between the Renault of Physico and the McLaren of Burgess at the moment. Snap is only 7/10 of a second back at the moment. Oh, and Burgess there going in a bit too deep there. He's lost all the momentum now, and unfortunately that's a lot of his hard work. And we'll join that battle in a minute, because we got another battle at the moment. And Matt takes the lead. Murphy is in the pits and for the Mercedes team. What's Snap doing? Snap is gaining, but he's too far back. And Murphy is in and out. So Asdog's through. Is he going to be in front of? Is he going to be in front? He's in front, I think. He's done the overcut. Brilliant stuff. Murphy is up into 4th position now. Roscoe is down to 5th. So Murphy's now to a net 2nd at the moment. He's seen not that bad just in the background end. Not that bad. Technically, he doesn't have to stop again, but is he going to be able to get those hard tires in? I hardly doubt that one. Roscoe has to strike whilst the iron's hot, because he's got the tires up to temperature. Murphy hasn't. So this is where Murphy's at his most vulnerable is at the moment. Excuse me. And so as unfortunately I've lost my bottle of water. I should have done a lot of really. Anyway, yeah. So Roscoe's got to strike whilst the iron's hot here, because Murphy's tires are not as warm as Roscoe's are. So yeah, so as you can see, the more time that Roscoe's behind Murphy, the better the chance that Murphy's going to stay in front. I think Murphy's now got his tires up to temperature, and Burgess and Harry and Physico just swapped positions. Unfortunately, I was a bit distracted there, but Harry now up into 10th position. Then Dave is now all over the back of Sven at the moment. I don't think this battle between Burgess and Physico is finished. I don't think this battle between Dave and Sven. Of course, Dave has got 5 lap younger tyres than Sven at the moment, and of course Dave would like to get by Sven as quickly as possible. Roscoe. Oh, and Matt's in the pits, and Sven has gone a bit wide there, and his former teammate is through. Matt is now in the pits. Where is he going to feed out in? Because Matt is still is still a challenger in this race. Snap leads. Asdog second. Roscoe is fourth. Murphy fourth. Where's Matt? Matt's coming out the pits now. He's quite a long way back at the moment, but he's on the hard compound tires, and those tires will be better towards the end of the race. Jonathan is up into his 7th position now, but Matt is up into 8th. Is down to 8th, but he can go to the end now. Penny won't be able to go to the end, and I don't think Jonathan will be able to go to the end either. I'm not that bad either, so Matt is still in a good position at the moment. So Snap is staying out there. So yeah, I wonder if Snap might have left it a bit too late. But look at this, and Roscoe is really hounding Murphy at the moment. Asdog needs to now start putting some quality laps, doesn't he? He needs to start to pull away. He has to stop again. What tires are going to go on? Is he going to try and get to the end? Is he going to try and get to a decent lap and then go on to the soft compound tires? And he's going to be quite electric towards the end. Of course, he won't have as much fuel on, so those soft tires will last slightly longer. But how long will they last? Are they going to be good? No, can they last more than 7-8 laps? Wow! And of course, the speed that you like to be going at, you need to, as you can see. Then Asdog is now right behind Snap. Well, not right behind. You can see he's 8 tenths of a second, but there's a couple of car lengths between these guys. But 8 tenths of a second is more than close enough. Where's Snap going to come in? He's coming in this lap. And Asdog there is just getting some slipstream. He's trying to get as much slipstream as possible. Remember, Asdog, a bit of a difficult Australian Grand Prix, but he's doing really well here in Bahrain at the moment, isn't he? And he's now starting to stretch his lead. He needs to stretch the lead because he's on a different strategy to the rest of the guys behind him. Roscoe is going through. He's up the inside, but Murphy breaks much later. And Roscoe's on the outside. Murphy is coming back, but look at this. Murphy is left enough room. Oh, Roscoe is right off the track now. I wonder if that's an illegal overtake, but you can see them they're going wheel to wheel now. Coming up into turn 4, Roscoe has the inside. Super Steve's got a 3-second penalty, and Murphy drives around the outside. Brilliant. So Murphy is staying up into 2nd position. Roscoe is staying 3rd. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. And where Petty is now in the pits as well. Look at this, and good battle indeed. Jonathan Cox in Matt is also starting to lock horns as well in 5th and 6th position at this moment in time. Not that bad. It's only a second back. Remember, and I think it's not that bad. Gonna be able to get there on the hard compound tires, and that'll be phenomenal. I don't think he will, to be honest, but I have been wrong basically all the time. So yeah, I don't think he's going to get to the end really. Anyway, you can see then there's Roscoe now powering up the hill then, and you can see he's going to have another chance again in the start-finish straight. And we're only on half distance, everyone, so there is still a long way to go in this race. Dave Shaw is back up to 10th now. He's got in front of Physico and Sven since he's come out of the pits. He's back into the points. His next target is Harry Burgess, and of course Double is up into 8th. Brilliant race from Double. Snap up into 7th. Good stuff from Snap. He's 4 seconds back away from his main rival in this race, and that's Matt at the moment. And not that bad is now within DRS range as well, so not that bad. It's had a great recovery drive, and he is doing a phenomenal job, even though it looks like he's on the yellow marked tires, which is the medium tires, but he's actually on the hard tires at the moment. And you see this time around Roscoe didn't really pull up much of a fight then. The gap here at the front is up to 5 seconds then between Asdog and Murphy. As I keep stressing, Asdog has got to come in the pits. So at the moment, it's anyone's game. What is better? Is it a 2-stop? Is it a 1-stop? We're going to find that out, aren't we? In the next 14 odd laps. But at the moment, just enjoy this. Just enjoy the ride. Because the guys that should be stressed at the moment should be the drivers, not you guys at home, because you should be enjoying this. This is what we love to see, racing. And you can see now then, not that bad is now starting to turn up the wick. As you can see then, he was tinkering about the errors there, and now not that bad is closer to Roscoe than what Roscoe is to Murphy at the moment. So so that's not really what Roscoe wanted. Roscoe wanted to start to really put pressure on Murphy, and I think he had a chance there, didn't he? And unfortunately it didn't happen. Sven is up into 11th now then, so he's got by Physico as well. Physico's dropped down to 12th. So you're keeping on the rest of the field as well, but of course we like to keep an eye on this battle here because I think that this battle is starting. It's going to get very heated at the moment. Of course, then so it's really interesting, isn't it? It's great to see. It's great to see these guys battling for the front as well. Roscoe's gaining again. He's got DRS. He's a bit too far back at the moment, but he would have DRS going the run up between the run up to turn 4. So is he gonna? Oh, he's a bit too far back again there, isn't he? See, not that bad. It's also too far back as well. And you can brake quite a lot later because you can see there's a bit of a dip halfway through this corner, turn 4. Again, a lovely shot here. You can't see not that bad. He's dropped back. Oh, there he is. So not that bad is there. And you can see there's a bit of traffic in the foreground there. That is going to be interesting. That's a Ferrari. And that's a Ferrari and a racing point there in the foreground there. So this is going to get fairly interesting in the next couple of laps. Well, now. Because look at this. That is Energy Dan, who, of course, left the session. And the racing point is Super Steep. I don't think it's been floating in and out of the session. So you got to be careful. Dan's going to have to be very careful here because the AIs are very dangerous. Good stuff. Good. Oh no, it Roscoe. Look, not that bad. Oh no. And unfortunately, then the AI that really hurt these guys there. I know it's the name of the game for blue flags, but unfortunately the AIs have really causing havoc, wasn't he? Last night, Crazy Power, unfortunately getting a 10-second penalty for apparent blue flag, and of course Roscoe did very well and not that bad. Did even better. Oh, Snap's got a 3-second penalty. That might come back to haunt him towards the end. Matt is now all over the back with Jonathan as well in the battle for 4th and 5th position. And yeah, and that's unfortunate really. And look, Super Steve then is oh, not that bad. It's on the inside. Look right, there he is. Not that bad. It's on the outside there. Strotzko is trying to get. Look at that wheel to wheel. My gosh! And now Super Steve is in the middle of the road. Oh my gosh! And not that bad. It's through. He's through. Roscoe's going on the outside. He's doing it. Oh, sorry, and look at this, Roscoe, they're going, oh, look at this, amazing stuff, and he's staying on the outside there. Roscoe is through, brilliant, absolutely phenomenal stuff. Another bad, and look, oh my gosh, that was reminiscent of Hakkinen and Schumacher, where Zonta was in the middle of them. That was fantastic, brilliant defending from Roscoe, but oh, not that bad. Sarge down the inside. He's gone wide, and Roscoe, they're very calm and just swooping back through and back up into 3rd position. Brilliant, very calm indeed from Roscoe, and not that bad there. Having a bit of a good old lunge there down into turn 10. Oh, blimey. Wow, well done guys. And you can see then Matt is now coming to the back of Jonathan in the battle for 5th and for 5th and 6th at the moment, and Snap is 6 seconds back. He's starting to drop away from Matt at the moment, and he's on fresher tyres. Anyway, we'll come back to that in a minute. You can see look at the time that Roscoe's lost because of that traffic issues. Such a shame really, isn't it? That is. Physico and Penny, I think Penny's now back, is now up in the 12th position as well. As you can see them, they're coming back down then. This is a great battle, isn't it? You can see he's gaining again, and Roscoe's apart in the middle of the track there. Good stuff indeed from Roscoe, a veteran, isn't he, in his own right. Matt is through because Jonathan is in the pits. Jonathan's in the pits. What tires he's going to go on the Ferrari driver? We'll come back to that in a minute because we've got a battle going up again. And you can see then, what's he doing? He's on the outside again. Not that bad, but Roscoe parts in the middle. But look at this, he's going for the switchback. He's having another 3-second penalty from Matt. But you can see then Roscoe there. You can see not that bad. It was a bit tentative there, and rightly so. You'll have your wing chopped off there. And he's having another look. Of course, Roscoe will be much more aware of as you can see, we've got a couple more pit stops going on in down the midfield. Jonathan is on the soft compound tires. I'm going to get into the end. That's going to be interesting. Asdog will be very interesting to see how that is. He's only 5 seconds in front, Asdog is. So he's only gained 5/10 of a second since we last spoke about the gap at the front. That is not enough for Asdog, unfortunately. That is not enough, and so so there's a lot of pressure on the back of Asdog at the moment. And not that bad. Is on 15-lap old hard compound tires, but these tires are looking in good nick at the moment, aren't they? Definitely. Is he going to be able to get the end on these hard compound tires? Well, he's got about 11 laps to go, so so he is possible. Well, is it possible? I don't know, to be honest. I didn't think it was possible really, but not that bad. He's having a good race as well. Roscoe's getting by Claude, and Claude is also a lap car as well. But look at that, look at the momentum, not that bad. Turn it up, he is swooped by. Oh, Roscoe there is trying to do a wall down on the outside, and not that bad is through. Of course, he parked it beautiful, good defending there, and Roscoe has dropped down the foot. Oh, that bit of debris there that's they run over there. Hopefully, I ain't going to cause punctures. I've heard that debris can cause punctures on this game. I'm not sure someone's just having me on, but yeah. And now, not that bad. It's up into third position. Brilliant drive from Not That Bad. Double is back in the pits, so that's a surprise. So Double is back in the pits. 12 laps on the medium compound. Oh, I think the Double is on the 2-stopper actually, so he might be going to the soft compound tires as well. So Double back in the pits, and Roscoe shot down the 4th. And so Not That Bad. Is he going to come back in the pits, or is he going to challenge his teammate now? So we got at the moment then we think Asdog has to stop again. So technically it's a Mercedes 1-2 at the moment. So this is looking very good indeed, isn't it? Roscoe 4th, Matt 5th, Snap is 6th. Dave is in 7th at the moment, Jonathan is 8th, 9th is Sven, Penny is in 10th position at the moment in the McLaren. He's in the last points paying position. Don't ask me who's got the fastest lap, because I have no idea. So oh, and Steve's lost it. Oh, and he's lost it in turn 12 there, and you can see then he recovered nicely there. Oh, he's got to make sure he's back on the track. Oh my gosh, I really thought he parked in the way there. And Asdog is in the pits. Oh, blimey. And now as whew, my gosh. So Asdog's in the pits. He's on the hard tire. Asdog's on the hard tire, so this is not really working, I don't think, for Asdog. Oh no, so Asdog, I think Asdog's strategy is not and if Ross goes in the pits, did he have a damage with Not That Bad, with the battle with Not That Bad? We got the racing points out in the pit as well. That's cost Roscoe valuable points, because that's such a shame, isn't it? I think, because I didn't think he was going to stop again. Now Asdog is out on much fresher hard tyres. Jonathan Cox has just set the fast. I'm surprised that Asdog didn't go on the medium tyre there, so I'll be interested to see what happens. Murphy leads the Bahrain Grand Prix. Second is Not That Bad. He's 17 laps on those hard compound tyres. Matt is in third, once again on the podium. It's all about consistency. Asdog is in 4th position at the moment. Snap in 5th position. Good stuff. Roscoe unfortunately dropped down to 6th after issues. So, oh my gosh, when we come back to that, because Dave Shaw and Jonathan Cox is battling for 7th and 8th position at the moment. There's all sorts going on at the moment. It's difficult to keep up. Brilliant on board Jonathan, and he had the pace, didn't he? He's sitting in Q1, he was flying, wasn't he? Unfortunately, made a mess of Q2, unfortunately, and did get to qualify. And he flew up, he had a great first lap, and then I think he got a bit overzealous and damaged his front wing, and he damaged his front wing when overtaking when he was coming from the field the second time. So he's damaged his front wing twice, and he's swooped on the outside. He is through, and he is up into 7th position. Dave down to 8th position at the moment in the Red Bull then, so Jonathan has moved up to 7th position. Good stuff from Jonathan. Of course, remember he finished 2nd in Australia. Not That Bad is in the pits, and he's come out on the medium compound tyre, so he might be I think will be quite quick. But you can see Snappage just gone into front of him, he's up in the 4th. Snappage, Not That Bad, just comes out of the pits now in the 5th position. So Asdog is now really gaining on Matt at the moment. Dave Shaw is still in DRS of Jonathan. Jonathan's on these soft compound tires. Dave might have to wait, and he might strike again in a second. Penny is 9th, 10th is Physico, 11th is Double at the moment. Double, of course, on fresher tires. We've got a car in the pit, so Double we're starting going to give Physico might be a bit of problems towards him. This Super C is back in the pit. You see him just spin a minute ago. So the gap at the moment then is 15 seconds between Murphy and Matt. Matt is on a similar strategy, but Matt is up in the 2nd. Asdog is at 3rd, and we're on board but Not That Bad is now all over the back of Snap in the battle for 4th position. So Not That Bad, oh, the Snap has gone from the inside, outside for Double, for Not That Bad. Not That Bad is on the outside, swoops across, and he is up in the 4th position. So Not That Bad is up in the 4th position, and in the Mercedes he has now got a 7-second gap to Asdog, who will have DRS on the main straight on Matt then. So Matt's had a good drive, and he's come from 9th from the grid up into 2nd at the moment. Asdog, who's on pole position, and I'm wondering if the two-stop, who's regretting the two-stopper now. But look at this, he's gaining, and then you see he's quite far back. Oh, he's had a look in there, but he decided not to go for it just there. So at the moment then, so it's 5 tenths of a second, the gap between Asdog and Matt. So you see Justin back there is not that bad at the moment. He is 7 seconds behind. We're on lap 22 out of 29. He's having a look into turn 4. Not quite yet. Lovely onboard action here of Asdog there. Look at this. You need look at the steering wheel input then for you guys. Of course, any of you guys that are up and coming and want to join leagues and stuff like, and want to know how to drive better, just watch Asdog's technique on the wheel. There you see a lovely bit of correction there. Of course, usually just like one like nice clean swoop on the steering wheel. And you can see then he is on much fresher tyres than Matt is. He's done 2 laps on these tyres. Oh, 3-second penalty there for Physical at the moment. Then just taking a look at we're taking a look at up and down the field in just a few moments. You can see then Matt there having a bit more momentum there, and not that bad. It's now 3.6 seconds back. Then I think Asdog would definitely have that time. Definitely have a gap in the back of his head there, won't he? And you can see then and still then Matt is Matt there for the taking. Well, Asdog's going to look into the final quarter. This is we usually don't see many overtakes. Oh, contact! And Asdog is spun around. Oh no! And Asdog is spun around, and that's gonna cost him a podium, I think, for Asdog. Oh, absolute shame there. And that's what you're saying. We don't really see overtakes there, do we? It might be half a dozen, 12 of one and half a dozen, no, 6 of one and half a dozen of another. Is that lost the saying, isn't it? Double is now all over the back of Physico in the final battle for the point. So Double would like to keep up the point scoring run. Not that bad is now really catching on Asdog at the moment, and so unfortunately for Asdog, I'm wondering if he's regretting the 2-stop now, isn't he? As Physico, his partner's car in the middle there. Dave Shaw is back in the pits, and so Dave Shaw is gunning for fast up here. But you can see then Double is up into 9th position. He is through past Physico, and there's Dave Shaw just coming out the pits now in the Red Bull. Oh, Physico having a look there, but Double there, I must admit, Double is loving life at the moment on this game, isn't he? It's good to see, actually. Alright, Murphy leads by 16 seconds now from Asdog. Is defending. He has to defend now against not that bad. Asdog was on pole position for the second race in a row, and unfortunately he hasn't converted it again as it stands. We've still got a couple more laps to go in this race, but he's looking like he's on the back foot now. Anyway, and now not that bad. He's done a good job. He's done a very good job, hasn't he? Really, you can say it's not a bad job at all. And because he's had issues that damaged his front wing, didn't he, very early on. And now he's on the he's on the medium compound tire, and he has the tire advantage, don't he, Asdog? And now not that bad. Is on the podium. Then Mercedes are looking very strong for 1-2 here, aren't they? Looking very strong indeed. And of course, then when and Matt's got a 3-second penalty, that is not going to help him at all, is it? Matt's off! Matt's off! Oh no! And that's a shame. What's happened to Matt? He's dropped down the 5th position. He was aiming for. Is he damaged his front wing? No, he's still got it. He's still got it. Oh, but I don't know what's happened to Matt, but he's got an issue, and he has dropped down into 5th position. He was on course for his 2nd podium in a row, and it would have been an absolute dream start for Matt in his this new Formula 1 season. Oh, what a shame then. And so Asdog is back up into a second. Now we've got a Mercedes 1-2. So it's a 20, so not that bad. Well, it's 20 seconds. Murphy is flying out there, flying. And I think this will be Murphy's first ever race win in IRC. Brilliant stuff. Not that bad second. Asdog is in 3rd at the moment. He's still on the podium. Snap is though. Snap could get on the podium. Brilliant drive from Snap today. Absolutely phenomenal. We're on board with Matt now. I'm wondering what happened to Matt, but he had a penalty as well, so that's a bit interesting now. So I'm wondering why he had a penalty, because it looks like he was recovering from the outside of the track at the moment. He's now gaining on Snap again, and isn't he? I think Snap has been superb today, absolutely superb. Not that bad, has also been superb as well. It's going to be difficult to decide who driver of the day is. So it's going to be hard to look past our race winner because he's drove a faultless race, hasn't he, Dan Murphy? Not that bad. He's drove a great recovery drive. As Dog, unfortunately, I feel that maybe a two-stop was not the best call on this occasion. Perhaps Snap, brilliant job from Snap, isn't he? He's really loving it at the moment, isn't he? Remember, he was more of a midfielder runner, and he's now battling at the front with Matt, with Asdog, with Roscoe. Of course, Roscoe had a good race as well until I think he damaged his front wing off the back of not that bad. Jonathan Cox has had a decent recovery. He would have had a much better race if he didn't damage his front wing on the opening lap. Penny in 8th position, Double in 9th, Dave in 10th at the moment on the soft compound tires, going for fastest up, I think Dave is. Harry in 11th position, he's the second off points at the moment. 12th position is Sven. Physico 13th, and then we got Super Steve in 14th. Claude and Energy Dan are not with us anymore, unfortunately, as I think they've dropped out. I'm not sure if Super Steve's out or back in, but he's on a difficult race as well on his debut. But you can see then Matt going slightly wide there. Blimey. Wow. Incredible stuff, guys. Absolutely incredible. As you can see, there's a Ferrari in front there. I'm wondering if did the Ferrari get involved in that, and that's why he went flying off the track. We'll have to investigate that after the race. Oh no! Oh my gosh! In the energy night, oh no! Roscoe's out of the race for a second race in a row. I know that's a big accident. Snap is in the pits. And oh my gosh, it was the AI of Energy Dan which has caused all so much chaos, and I'm wondering if I wonder if that was the problem. Roscoe's out of the race, Snaps in the pit, and he's going to have to get his front wing changed. And we got a safety car. We got a drive-through penalty for Steve, and we got a safety car. So who's going to pit and who went? This is not ideal for Murphy, as he was leading by almost 20 seconds. Is he going to have to go in the pits as well? Oh my gosh! Unfortunately, we like drama. We do like a good crash or two. But and Roscoe has left the session. I don't blame him at all. That's heartbreak, isn't it? Really. And I was wondering if the AI had caused issues for Matt as well. And Steve has got another drive-through penalty there. I'm not sure what doubt he's looking at, but you need to slow down, don't you? You cannot steam around. I wonder. Now, the question is the leader going to come in and change some tyres? Is he going to go to the medium tyres? And a drive-through penalty for Jonathan as well for speeding in the safety car. Oh, this is not very good. He's chosen to come to the pits. So I think this was Murphy's own choice. As you can see, he's flying into the pits. He is not. What tyres is going to go on? We've got 3 laps to go in this race here, and he is going on the soft compound tyre. So he's going on the soft compound tyre because not that bad. It's going to be Lionel Stern with him, isn't it? So this is not really what Murphy wanted. He has been absolutely stunning, hasn't he? And you can see that he should come out in front. And you can see there, they're trundling down. And this might be a bit closer to what I thought. It is closer. Not that bad. It's taken the lead here in Bahrain. And Murphy's on the soft compound tyre. Asdog is in third. I wonder if Asdog hasn't got any soft compound tyres left. Matt is staying out there. He hasn't damaged his front wing. That was very good driving there from Matt then. If he hadn't damaged his front wing, brilliant stuff. I thought it was. And now Jonathan's in the pits as well. Oh, what a shameful snap! What a shameful Roscoe. Yeah, and disappointment, it really is. Jonathan then is coming back out. He hasn't served. I don't think he served his stop penalty there. Snap. So at the moment then, Snap is coming out. He's in front of Jonathan, and we got Steve Penny who's trying to race Jonathan out of the pit. Jonathan is 6th. Steve Penny 7th. But Double in 8th. Dave in 9th, Harry in 10th, Physical 11th, Sven in 12th. Super Steve is in 14th position at the moment. And Claude is in 15th position, but I don't think he's racing. This is not really what Dan wanted, really, because he had the race in the bag, and unfortunately a safety car come out, a huge accident after the final corner, and unfortunately it was Energy Dan's AI which has caused them all sorts of problems, and I wonder if the AI caused problems for Matt as well, but Matt is still there or thereabouts for getting a podium, but Asdog is also there as well. Asdog has done 7 laps on those hard compound tyres, so Matt's done 14 laps. blimey. So we're going to have a sprint finish. That safety car is at the end of this lap. Now the de facto safety car is not that bad. We've got a Mercedes 1-2. A Mercedes 1-2 at the moment. It's a Dan Murphy then, who's drove a superb race out to this point. He is now going to have to. He's going to have to give it all. He's going to have to give it all. And now then, here we go then. As we're about to get racing again, then you can see that they're not going yet. They're not going yet. They have to wait till the safety car is in the pits before they can get cracking again. You can see safety car is out of view now. When's he going to go? When's he going to go? Not that bad. I think he's bolted. He has bolted, and then he's now through. Now this is now a sprint race to the end of the race, and we got 2 laps to go with the Bahrain Grand Prix. Here we go then. So Murphy has got a strike across the orange heart. He won off DRS. As you can see, there's a car getting with a Super Steed getting all the way there. Matt's in 4th position. Snap 5th. But look at this. Donovan Cox is going for it. Oh my gosh, that car is lagging all over the place. And up the inside, we've got a yellow flag in sector 1. Why is there a yellow flag in sector 1? Hopefully it was gone. I think it's gone. And double up into 8th position then. The 9th is Dave, 10th is Harry, and you can see Physico. And unfortunately, the guys didn't catch up but now. So this is the battle for the lead then between the 2 Mercedes, reminiscence of 2014, isn't it? And of course, they're both on different tire compounds as well. And you can see that Matt is all over, is under a lot of pressure from Jonathan. And Jonathan's third. He's third. He's up in the 4th position. Matt is having a good look, but of course, Matt's on 15 lap hard compound tires at the moment. So you can see then there's Jonathan now up in the 4th. Matt's 5th. Snap is in 6th position. Penny 7th. We got a bit of carnage there. Dave Shaw's gone off the track, and I'm not sure what happened there, but a bit of carnage there. And now then, so what's happening at the front? And Dan needs to get on with it now because he's got 1 more lap to go. This is this is such heartbreaking for Dan. He was so close to getting his first win in IRC, and unfortunately all sorts happened on. Snap is now all over the back. Got a yellow flag because Double's out. Double's out. That's a, oh my gosh, and that is, and I have a feeling that is an AI problem again. Double and Dave Shaw are both out of this race. Oh, nice. Unfortunately, that's where Dave finished his race off last season as well. Unfortunately, I think it is the racing points AI which caused all sorts of issues. Final lap of the race then, not a bad lead. 2nd position is Murphy, 3rd position is Asdog, Jonathan Cox is 4th, Matt is 5th, 6th position is Snap. Double has left the session, don't blame him, it's just been an unfortunate series of events for some of these drivers. Snap is going to go for the cut back here. Snap was in 4th up until where all the issues started to happen. Harry is 8th, he's got by his teammate Penny in 9th, Physico 10th, Physico 9th, and 10th position is Sven. And Snap is all over the back again, and Murphy hasn't got long. He's basically, this is now or never. Is he going to go for a lunge here? I think if the safety car come out and kind of just ruined his dreams, didn't it? Really, as now then they're coming up to the hill for the final time. Jonathan is now all over the back. Is he going to steal a podium from Alstock? And you can see then, so this race is not over till everyone crosses the start-finish line. Now they're coming down the back straight for the final time. Snap is through. He's no he had. Oh my gosh! There's a bit of banging wheels there. Elbows are out. And wow! But we're gonna take a view because not that bad. Safety car played into his hands and not that bad. Wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. Murphy 2nd, Alsdog in 3rd, Jonathan 4th. Matt in 5th, I think. 6th position is Snap. No, Snap's 4th. Matt 5th. Jonathan 6th. Harry in 7th position. Steve Penny is in. No, Steve Penny 6th. Jonathan 7th. Harry in 8th. And down the final drivers then they're coming across the line. Physico in 9th position. And the 10th position is Sven, I believe. Barring any drive-through penalty, then I have a feeling, unfortunately, it's the AIs that have caused absolute chaos there. The AIs has cost Dan Murphy his first victory. The AI has cost Roscoe points, probably cost Dave and Double some points as well. And I can't confirm Dave and Double, but I just have a feeling that it looks quite suspicious. A Mercedes 1-2, not that bad. 2nd race win of the season phenomenal stuff from Not That Bad, and look at him, absolutely phenomenal. But I think that the race did play into his hands, though, very much towards the end there, because Murphy had this all under control. And unfortunately, well, fortunately for Not That Bad, unfortunately for Murphy, I do feel for the guy, because that would have been his first victory in IRC, and it was no fault of his own there. So really, the safety car played into Not That Bad's hands beautifully, as Dog completes the podium. Unfortunately, with this new league structure, I don't get to see the get to see the results. So, well, we don't get to see the results, unfortunately. So there'll be a lot of disappointed drivers after that race. Really, really disappointed, to be fair, of how everything kind of unfolded on that, really. So, but yeah, it was a Mercedes 1-2, absolutely phenomenal stuff. Really, for Mercedes guys. Might be a lot of investigation though into these AIs and stuff like that. Unfortunately, Energy Dan's car completely ruined Snap and Roscoe's race. Well, Snap luckily survived, but Roscoe didn't, and a big shame for Roscoe. So Roscoe's drove superbly well in the opening 2 races, and unfortunately he's got nothing to show for it. Not That Bad. It's got 2 race wins now, and it looks, and from the tables you would see that it looks quite dominant. But it's been, I must admit, it's been anything but. Not That Bad. It's just been driving superbly well to like make it, to kind of survive. So yeah, brilliant stuff indeed. I'm not sure if anyone's going to join us. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of angry drivers, to be fair. I think unfortunately Dan Murphy was 3 laps away from winning the from winning his first race of the season, and Dan has actually joined me in the commentary box now. Dan, my heart goes out to you, man. Absolutely unbelievable. 3 laps before the end, you had the race in the palm of your hand. You was just in control, and then the safety car came out. Unreal.
Yeah, it was kind of in the bag, mate, wasn't it? But that's F1 at the end of the day. It's a good team result, which is good, but we don't do constructors in this league, so. And Not That Bad was quick enough to fend me off at the end. What can I say? He's done a great job.
That's a very mature response. Better man than me. I'll be throwing my toys out the pram and everything. And so that is because I thought you drove a very calculated race as well. You just you were sitting behind the front 2 of Roscoe and Asdog as well. Did you know about Asdog going on a 2-stopper?
No, I didn't know about him going on a 2-stopper, but like you said, I was sitting behind them. I had the pace to stay with them, so I just thought I'd sit behind them, see what they do. Then I seen Asdog pit, and I thought, well, that's a mistake. And then Roscoe was my biggest concern in that race, until Not That Bad done me a solid and caught him and gave him some issues.
And yeah, because you did the overcut as well on the Roscoe. Was that just your genuine pace, or was usually the overcut good around here?
So when I done the overcut on Roscoe, my tyres were on 65%, but I turned my fuel mix to rich and my airs to high to pump in the fastest in first and second sector, so I could get the overcut done, and luckily it paid off. Perfect.
And I must admit, you were so close to your first victory there, but surely after that result you must be feeling confident going into for the rest of the season, and China's the next one. What do you think about China?
Well, on this last game I had no pace on China. On the new game I've got good pace around China, so we'll see. But you can never get too confident, can you? Safety cars are there for a reason, and they come out and they do sometimes upset the race a bit.
They definitely did today. Unlucky, man. But as you said, a great result for the Mercedes. Great result for Not That Bad. A great result for yourself as well. So, because that was your first race this season. So hopefully onwards and upwards, and you can put in a title fight with Not That Bad. Anyway, that's it from us tonight. Of course, we will be back next Wednesday for the Elite League. We might be back earlier as well, because depending on when the Elite League race will be rescheduled. But hopefully it ain't too far away. And of course, keep me on the Facebook page for that announcement to be made. Of course, the Super Guys will be back next Thursday, usual time in China and Shanghai for round 3. Not That Bad, 2 wins out of 2, but he certainly was lucky today in today's race to get the win, because Dan Murphy was definitely on it like Sonic. Of course, Asdog has had 2 pole positions. Unfortunately, hasn't converted them. Will he be able to do that in China? Of course, he won last time out in China as well last year. So it's all looking good. But from here now, it's goodbye.